Welcome to the show, guys. My name's Tyler, and I'm the host of Pop Culture Corner. Today, we're going to be talking about some fun stuff. We have some stuff in the news. The pretty slow week, if you want to call it a week of news. But we got some stuff to talk about today. Marvel's What If episode 5 dropped. It was the Marvel Zombies episode, and I thought that this was going to be my favorite episode of the whole series. However, it kind of wasn't. It was the opposite. I just didn't. I don't know. We'll talk about that after with the guys. But also, Shang-Chi box office Labor Day, huge box office over the weekend, and more of the armpit YouTubers that are, Nerdrotic, Geeks and Gamers, Doomcock, and all those idiots, crying wolf some more, and just drum up stories, drum up stupid stuff, and more of that. So we're going to get into that as well. And then obviously Michael K. Williams did pass away, and we'll talk about that as well as some more stuff. But before we get into any of that, I just want to say hello to the boys. What's going on, boys?
Heyo.
How you doing?
What's up?
Hello.
As always, make sure to like the video, share it on social media so your friends, family, and Mephisto can watch along with us. Feel free to leave a comment below and let us know your thoughts, because you are the 4th panel member, or the 5th or the 6th, depending on how many people we end up with. But as always, you guys are the lifeblood of the Pop Culture Corner. I do want to show, so our September giveaway for our members, you do have to be a member of the 2nd tier and up. And I bought 2 copies today to give away, and a 3rd for myself.
Nice.
So our September giveaway is Zack Snyder's Justice League, the Blu-ray and the 4K. I couldn't get the picture, so I just picked the first one that came. So all of our members, 2nd tier and above, are eligible for the giveaway. If you would like to be eligible, you just have to be a member before the end of Wake Me Up When September Ends. And you will be entered in. I'll announce it the first week of October, and I'll get it shipped out pretty quick. I'll overnight it to you if you want, so you can watch it and get through all the. I was looking through some of the extras and stuff today. Not a lot of extras, but some cool stuff. But like I said earlier, so Michael K. Williams. I spelled it right? Yeah. Okay. He did pass away, guys. What are you guys thinking? I mean, not a lot of people remember who this guy is until they realize everything that he's been in.
The Wire, man.
The Wire. Boardwalk.
Bro.
No, I'm not like
talking about doing it for the culture.
Like, yo, he is in everything, and he's a great actor. Everything he does is better because he's in it.
He puts his all into his performances. Absolutely,
he did, and this is a real tragedy, and they said they found him found him dead, which usually to me would mean something with drugs. It's just a shame. It really is, because he was really talented, and he's definitely going to be missed. His presence will be missed. So we'll do a little moment of silence, starting now. All right, so on to the less tragic stuff. So the reason I assembled the crew today was for several reasons. A couple things happened over this past week. The past week hasn't been that crazy with like movie news or these large things, but something happened that's been piquing my interest, and it's the Shang-Chi box office. Not necessarily the number that Shang-Chi is making, because it's doing very well. I mean, over Labor Day, I think $71.4 million. It's showing in like 80 some a crazy amount of screens. It's generally been a success, but the armpit of YouTube, all those idiots have been saying that it's a flop. It's woke. It's a social justice warrior movement. But Metaverse, can you explain a little bit more of what are all these YouTubers like?
What are they doing?
What are they saying? I don't understand it.
So, to quote Mr. Boulderman himself, right now the Fandom Menace is circling the wagons because they just got told to eat the biggest bowl of crow that I think they've ever had the privilege of being placed in front of them. For weeks on end, they did their regular shtick of saying this movie's gonna bomb and woke and social justice. They use the trigger words.
Yeah, they use those words. You know what's funny about them using these words is it's kind of like Trump saying fake news. It takes the meaning away from it because they don't know the meaning of it. They call anyone that has an opposing view, they call them these words.
I'm gonna and to go along with that, like it's the same thing with like how everyone on Twitter calls everyone else that doesn't agree with them a Nazi. Like they just do
100%. It's assigning these words to people that don't have the same views, and they've kind of lost meaning to me. To say someone's woke or an SJW, a social justice warrior, all that stuff, like it literally just goes in one ear and out the other ear, simply because like all these idiots that they just throw that, they assign that word to people that don't agree with them. That's not what that means. Just because
you are not a part of the Borg, you are not a part of the Borg, then you must be deleted.
Yeah, all right, so the movie doesn't open necessarily the great, like it's not like a huge blowout, right? So they start assigning like here I have some of the screenshots of I just typed in Shang-Chi flops and I was astounded with
hold on. I need to
with all the videos that have been made.
Who's that first one?
The first one is Justin. I mean, I just took a bunch of pictures.
Justin is lost. Yes, he is.
Yes, Justin is lost. Then we have Nerdrotic. We have Tex.
Gary. Okay,
Clownfish TV.
Well, Tex didn't really. No, that's just that was just a review.
Clownfish.
Hey, look at RJ showed up.
RJ, what are you doing here, my dude? You need to be lying down.
RJ's
Dr. JP is in the house and he's telling you need to be resting. I got this, bro.
But okay, so what is all this? Why do they think it's a flop? I don't understand.
It's because this is
I think this is my opinion right here. I think it's just they're kind of like they know their audience. They know what they're gonna feed on. So all they do is that they bring out this content before it even comes out. So it can't be, challenged or invalidated. They make it, they get the clicks, and they're making 20-minute long videos on speculation. Because literally like the only thing that they had at that point was like just early reviews and like leaks, which aren't even reliable, So and then like their personal opinions on the actors or the crew,
right?
But they still don't have the actual movie, and I feel like unless they made a genuine review, which at least as far as I didn't see, like
they've never made a genuine review of anything they've ever talked about.
Like they don't have really any ground to stand on that kind of justify why they keep on saying flop, 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 flop.
It's all part of the narrative.
It's buzzwords. Yeah, it's narrative.
They're especially recently with people like Doomcock. With people like Doomcock, they're showing their true color. They're showing their true colors, and they're pulling away some of the curtain, that the wizard has. Like people are seeing the man behind the curtain finally, or the men behind the curtain, and I'm finally glad, man, because it took me. I've been, I've been woke to their stuff, their BS for a while now. But yeah, it fits the narrative. Like, they're taking everything away from our culture and everything. But I just want to say, like, this is something positive. With part of the unfortunate side of this pandemic is we've seen a lot of discrimination and hate towards the Asian American community. And how great is it that an Asian American movie is making this much money during the pandemic? Like, I just think that's like that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's awesome. Like, it's like there's people in society that are causing this stuff to happen, unfortunately. But this movie being as successful as it is shows me the more positive side of there's way more people that aren't like that. Like, they support Asian Americans versus those that don't.
Right, and I thought it was going to be a good thing that a movie like this is doing well. Listen, I have gripes with it as well. I have gripes.
I still haven't seen it.
Okay, I have gripes with it. I do. I personally didn't like some of the things that they chose to do. The third act was really CGI heavy, but it is doing well. It's a Marvel movie with an Asian cast, or a lead Asian cast. Like, this isn't woke or social SJW stuff. This is a character that they brought to live action that is going to represent millions of little kids and people in the in the diversity, right? Like the diversity area, right? We have black superheroes, we have white superheroes, Russian, we have we're getting now Asian and Pakistani coming up soon. Like, it's good. These characters are from the source material. They're not made up. They're actual like characters that Marvel built.
For decades.
And decades, and told many a story.
Shang-Chi has been around since the 70s, and he was heavily inspired by Bruce Lee.
And I thought the film did a wonderful job at paying homage to Bruce and his films. I'm not a huge Bruce Lee fan, but he revolutionized what it was to be, or to how to perform stunts, and everything that he did. It really contributed towards the movie making industry. He wasn't the nicest guy to other people, but he still was BruceLee. I mean, the guy's a legend.
I thought that was going to
him and his son.
Yeah. I thought that was the thing that was going to bring people together, and it's not necessarily we need like the MCU geeky kind of for background knowledge just to appreciate the movie. But this is Phase 4. It's a new slate. Infinity Saga is done and whatnot, and now we're kind of getting into something new. And it is diverse, and it is like representation of the Asian community with the majority cast crew. But it's also like it's kind of tapping into that phenomenon that a lot of people across the world have identified with, which was 80s Hong Kong action, which was freaking awesome. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And it's like, and when people think about back to the 80s, stuff like that, simpler time, it's pretty innocent, and we never really had ties to, strong ties to like, politics or anything like that. But what brought us together was like, a one-off solo entertaining movie, and Hong Kong action is where people found that. And I love old, Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, Jet Li movies and stuff like that. And I wish we could kind of, Donnie Yen, wish we could get that back, And when I saw Shang-Chi, I kind of felt that way, and I really liked the movie.
Yeah. So okay. So
I thought people would be more, kind of open.
So then this happens, right? So Simu Liu, oh God, please excuse me. Simu, he comes out and he doesn't bash anyone. He doesn't yell at anyone. He doesn't criticize anyone. He just takes that little picture, slaps an LOL on it, and wouldn't you know, these same people,
it's a freaking nuke,
take this and they run with it, right?
They're circling the wagons.
Yeah, they kick up the dirt and they start crying and they go grab their mom.
Nerdrotic said that it's like his channel's being attacked, like personally attacked by Simu for this like image, and it's just like, I mean, again, Matt's been pissing them off, even their fans off a lot recently, but it's rightfully earned because they are reacting as if like they stubbed their toe and their entire leg is broken.
Dude, I literally stubbed my toe last night and I screamed the F word. Oop, I almost said it. The F word like 3 times. And like, yes.
What's wrong with saying fudge?
You're exactly right. That's what they're like. They acted how I acted last night when I stubbed my toe.
You act like your leg is broken when in reality you just stubbed your toe. I wanted to bring this up last night on Point Extra Lounge, but again, it's no secret. I used to be a part of the Fandom Menace. I used to be a fan of them, but I've awakened from this BS. Like I wised up because the narrative wasn't adding up with what like Matt was showing. Because one thing about Matt is he'll show the statistics and like the box office stuff. He doesn't care. They never really did.
Sorry, I was making fun of you. No, it's okay. What's their mentality? Listen. The Doomcocks of the world, the Jeremys of the world, and they even took these stock photos right? Like Samu Liu, he did stock photos. If anyone has ever worked on an editing software or a video process or any of those, they typically have these photos and online. There's like stock photos of people at desks or people like talking.
Like
and he did some of those. You know why? Because he needed money to pay his bills.
Yeah,
I would happily do stock photos if you asked me to do them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like what I was going to say was like this is a few years. This is like 2 years ago. I found my old comment, but one member of the Fandom Menace is Odin. I know that RJ, if he's still in the chat, he recently did a video on Odin. And he's one of the more lesser members of the Fandom Menace, but either way, this was back when the Rocko's Modern Life special was coming out on Netflix, and one of the characters was going to come out as trans. I watched the special. I didn't have a problem with it. They were like, oh, it's going to be woke and it's going to ruin the special and take away from everything. We're not going to get our childhoods back, and they ruined it. And I watched it. This was my comment. I'm saying this fully in context because, again, I was a member of the Fandom Menace, so I'm expecting some mockery.
Yeah.
But he's like, leave a comment and we'll discuss. I'm willing to discuss this. And I'm like, okay, you willing to discuss? Let's discuss. I put, again, full context. This isn't an attack for the record. This is coming from someone who considers himself part of the Fandom Menace. And I wanted to say this before anything that I like going on like who I'm subscribed to, like Geeks and Gamers, that Star Wars Girl, all of them basically. And so would that be
to them?
No, I was subscribed to them during this. Like this is 2 years ago. 2 year ago, head ass mindset.
Listen, some of the Geeks and Gamer content isn't like it's stupid, but it's like okay,
it's repetitive. It got very repetitive.
The laser eyes,
they have popularized that to the point where that's like their shtick.
Yeah, the making Kathleen Kennedy out or any woman in movies. To be less than human.
Bro, some of these guys are married. Some of these guys have little daughters.
I feel bad for their.
I'm like, bro, if you're like, I literally wanted to be like last night. I'll say it now, like if y'all are like getting like, if like bad things are happening to y'all when the cameras are off, and y'all don't feel safe just calling, like I will give out my number. I will call the cops for you. Like I will help you get out of there. But yeah, no, like,
I don't understand. I don't understand what he's saying. We know he's not a new character. We said that.
So, but I'm gonna get back to this real quick. So it's like, so that being said, the reason why I follow all of you is because, like, and again, head ass mindset. I agree, like somewhere around 97% with what y'all talking about, with Hollywood and da. Let me see. I'm gonna have to disagree with what you're saying here. I watched the special and it's not woke by any means. Yeah, there's a trans character in the show, but that character is particular. Ralph/Rachel had always been a kind of a rebel character, and that character would never go with the status norm in the show. And there are plenty of episodes that show what I'm talking about. And as others have said, Rocko has always been a social commentary on current events and issues. This special is no different than different. The way Rachel is introduced is actually done in a way that it doesn't hurt or impact the story. Now, certain people have been mocking and criticizing the video, but I genuinely think that you should watch. And She One Head did make a video all about this. Yes, there's a bit of mockery in it, but it's gentle poking at some of the hysteria around this. I actually hope that you will see this or have seen the special, as I would like to know if your mind has been changed. Again, I do not mean this to attack you. I'm going to end with something Jeremy recently said on one of his videos. If everything is SJW, then nothing is SJW.
Then nothing is. Yes, exactly.
And Micah Curtis, who is not a part of the Fandom Menace, but he's part of Comic Skates, said the same thing. Like, the whole everything is woke is turning into a witch hunt. And if people like that don't stop saying everything is woke when stuff isn't woke, then it's gonna do more. It's gonna, like, the word's gonna have no meaning, like we've been saying.
Yes.
So at one point they were self-conscious enough to understand this, but then that self-consciousness was lost, and now they're just doubling down on everything.
Yeah, I
would have. Did you want to say something, Ty?
Yeah, I don't. So why go after things that like this, like Shang-Chi or like Brie Larson? I mean, not the Brie Larson.
No, yeah, Brie Larson, Kathleen Kennedy.
Why not go after Supergirl?
They actually don't go after Supergirl.
Supergirl is literally Like, I don't know if anyone's watched Supergirl.
Yeah,
it is literally exactly as they described. Like, it really is. If they attacked Supergirl for being woke and SJW, honestly, I wouldn't say anything because it's kind of true, and
they're appealing to that demographic. They're appealing to the people that can't get out of their mindset that everything has to appeal to me and everything has to appeal to my struggles and everything, even though everyone goes through different struggles. Like, Ty, you and me have had different experiences in life, and we've adapted to those experiences, but if we had the same experience, because of our different experiences prior, that doesn't mean we're going to do the same thing when that 100%. Common experience comes up. They don't understand that. I knew some people like this too. Like, they would base their movie opinions off of it if it triggered the libs, if it triggered the left. And I'm like, that's stupid. You're not judging the movie as a movie. You're judging it on if it pisses people off. Like, that's the worst way to judge a movie.
It's not a way to judge a movie. It's not even like a good way to judge a movie.
Like, I said this last night. What's the movie that Bruce Lee was in that's like a remake? It's like he's a vigilante in Chicago.
Oh, shoot.
You know what I'm talking about, though, right?
You know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. I had a buddy. I knew a guy. He was like, I'm going to go see this because, all the libs are getting triggered because there's all these guns and it's in Chicago. And I'm like, dude, shut up and get off my phone. I don't want to hear this bullshit. Bro, the movie looked good, but because he said that crap, I'm like, I'm not going to go see it now. Just to spite you.
Yeah, it's crazy how people get so up in arms about, like, okay, for example, just to say this, like, I'm just saying this. Listen, I don't like to dislike anybody. However, like Doomcock, right? This dude dresses up as I don't even know. He pretends he's an overlord from the future, sent back in time from the center of the earth or something like that, to talk about Star Wars and make pop culture great again. Dude.
But hey, on. so Ty, I know our country doesn't have the best system when it comes to this, but there is people that are professionals that can help you sort all of this out. Probably
there are. I've seen.
I mean, Doomcock, and I mean, hell, if it's the way it sounds, Ty, it's so bad that John Hinckley is going to be his cellmate.
Dude, I can almost guarantee that Doomcock is from the South. He's probably in his 50s. He's definitely a white guy or something, and I think he has a lot of anger towards women.
Oh yeah, because none of them have sex with him, and like same thing with Hills versus Babyface. Same thing with Hills versus Babyface, right? Like I know cosplay girls, and like the way they describe the dudes that creep on them describes Heel versus Babyface and how Doomcock is.
Well, yeah, Doomcock always tries to get with the girls that follow his channel and stuff.
Yeah, bro. Like, and if he ain't careful, he's gonna get slapped with the FBI open up.
Yeah. And listen, like, I hope one of them. I hope he makes a wrong, and I don't wish this upon anyone.
I don't want to wish that upon the poor girl.
I hope some girl doxes him so that he goes away, because clearly he doesn't want to be found out. He doesn't want people to know who he is. Even when he hangs out with Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, he wore a mask. That's how deep it is. So
yeah, because he knows the shit he's saying. With the shit he's saying, he would get instantly canceled.
Yes, and he would. So like, I hope that he makes a wrong move, because he like, and oftentimes like homophobes, for instance, people that point fingers, right?
Yeah,
they tend to be the ones who need the finger pointed back at them. So,
yeah, like that douchebag kid recently that in Georgia that like tried to pry a pride flag off of some kid and like threw it in the trash. He did not. He didn't. People should have been pointing the finger at him, but
he said, "What did you say, Drifter? I'll give you my address. I'm not hiding from anybody. I don't say things that will." I
won't do that, but just know that I believe heavily in the Second Amendment. So if you want to try,
I do as well. So,
to quote Drake, "Run up when you see me, then, and we gonna see."
Yeah, I have a pretty large gun safe. I don't know what's in it, but there are.
You got the John
couple
Wick
things in it.
gun safe under your in your.
Well,
Bro,
I'm in
under
a
the
blue
garage.
state. Hey, I'm in a
Yeah, I
blue
got to go
state,
down
so-
and get the big hammer and crack
Yeah,
on the concrete.
I'm in a blue state, so I can't say exactly what's in there.
It's
But, yes.
like it's like one of those big vaults, but instead of like the wheel, it's just like a replica of Cap's shield that he has to turn open.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
That
That'd be dope,
bazooka.
actually.
That would be dope.
That'd be really cool. All right, so now that Austin's here, and now, so Austin, I know Carlos had something that they wanted to say. So real quick, guys, I'm gonna let Carlos say what he was gonna say, because he's been holding it in. I can tell. Carlos, so what were you gonna say earlier? I'm sorry.
No, it's cool. All I was gonna say was that, like, I look at these people in the Fandom Menace and like their channels and stuff, and they have a decent sized following. They have hundreds of thousands of people that are subscribed to them. Good for them, I guess. My thing is just like, yeah, what they're like, I guess they would say they're engaged in the culture war and stuff like that. And like, no matter which way you see it, like, okay, you could be doing that. You're fighting against your counterculture. You're fighting against the Hollywood, the elite. Sure. But my thing is, like, why aren't they creating anything? They aren't creating culture. They're like, in a way, they could end up being seen as like
you sabotage it.
Or like, they're being.
That's why I left.
All they're doing is they're digging their hands in the mud and slinging it. You know what I mean?
That's why I left, because when Mando was kicking ass on Disney Plus, they did not mention one positive thing about it. And I'm like, bro, you can't just ignore all the cool shit that's happening right now.
Like if they want these, like if everything is woke, then what isn't woke? And then show me your story, because I'm a creative. You know what I mean? I like stories. I like either reading the story or I'm mainly a visual guy, so I want to see more as like a cinematic thing. Yo, give me that story. Okay, it doesn't have to be.
You don't want to see that story. You don't want to see that story. It's going to be very heavily racist. We're going back to the 50s. All right.
There's going to be
there's going to be black people on screen.
Overtones.
Get ready to see a big old can of black paint just hit the floor and some red paint.
They're going to pull something like.
Here we go. Replace the white paint with black, and you got it.
They'll pull some crap like the Daily Wire did and release a film about a school shooting, because that's real.
Oh yeah, God, Ben Shapiro, great stuff.
Man. Yeah. And
I think I thought they only like put their name on top of it. The movie was already made, and they just like, they got the distribution rights.
They also started a film studio though. So
yeah, they did.
True.
So and Gina Carano is going to be in about the next.
Oh
movie
God,
that they do,
that's a perfect fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Doomcock should join all those guys.
So okay, so
I'll know when I see it. But, yeah.
So all right, so the guy who plays Shang-Chi comes out and just laughs at them, and then they drum up this big storm. But the facts are that Shang-Chi is not a flop. It is a successful movie, and especially in this day and age right now.
Yeah, in this current market, absolutely.
So, I mean, what do you guys? Does it bother you that people like this, like, I mean, you go over to Doomcock's channel, he's got whatever 200,000 subscribers. Geeks and Gamers has an unheard of amount of subscribers. Does it make you kind of sad that there is a real audience for this nonsense content?
Yes, but also it upsets me that Geeks and Gamers is such a fantastically marketable thing, and Jeremy is wasting the brand. Like as someone who took marketing class, I'm like, bro, that's a fantastic name for like a brand. You could make like a blog and all this other. And what's he doing? He's just spreading hate and narratives, and I'm just like, what a waste, bro. But yeah, no, like again, I hate their audiences love being lied to.
I just say I'm pretty neutral on it. I'm like, this is kind of like just the condition of having freedom of expression and just doing what you want. You're gonna have those people that are just gonna gravitate to that, and then they're gonna freedom of choice. They choose that, and if that's the most popular thing, and they're getting their numbers, then like
you have the right to say what you want.
I wouldn't say. I would just say I don't feel comfortable saying I wished failure upon them. You know what I mean? I'm just neutral.
No, I don't. And honestly, yeah. Look, people have their like ways of getting subscribers or numbers or whatever. It doesn't necessarily make me sad. If anything, it makes me hopeful. Okay, that if those idiots can do it, pretty much anybody can.
Well, that's the thing, though, is that hate's very easy to market and sell. Love and unity aren't.
Yeah,
especially in these times.
I agree. But these guys, I don't know. I think they continue to go to like levels that it is. Again, it's not sad, but I think it's just surprising that people are still.
It's pretty
sad. Still listening.
They want to be lied to.
Yeah,
they want to believe. They want to live in this. They want to live in this echo chambered fantasy land that these almighty gods have created for them, and whatever they say is law.
Oh my god!
Well, and then also this
is the most true thing I've ever seen in my life.
I don't know what that is.
The people from Fear Street 1666. It's like a town that like is just super paranoid.
Yeah.
Very paranoid, and they go on a witch hunt, basically.
Yeah. We're just in the age of, criticism, the age of like the kind of, expose,
I blame TMZ.
TMZ culture and stuff like that.
I blame TMZ, bro.
I guess, it's not like
You're not wrong.
Back in, the late 2000s, 2008, 2009, the creation age of YouTube, that was like awesome. You know what I mean? Where people were like making skits and actually like making something funny, and now it's literally just criticism. That's it. It's just commentary.
And I've had this thought in my head for the longest time, but it's like, and everyone is entitled to their opinion. I'm not saying people aren't entitled to their opinion, but it's like everyone I specifically want there to be a standard for like. There used to be like oh my god, what are those reviews from the 90s? Like when Siskel and Ebert would put out a review for a movie, people would take that into heavy consideration. Like those were critics. They listened to what they had to say about the movie and they decided with their wallet if they wanted to see it or not. But now because of the internet, everyone is able to do that. Even people who may have no business doing that, and that could include me. That couldn't include me. I don't know. Like any craft, it takes time to get better. But there's some people that don't want to get better. They just want to make money, and they're willing to do whatever it takes to do that.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's like between something. Well, you said this should be standard. You mean like.
There needs to be a standard.
I
don't
want to take your words out of context or like be extreme with it, because I'm not trying to make like a super extreme scenario. But it's like, do you mean like having a license to be a commentator?
No,
or a reviewer.
What I mean is like critics used to have weight there used to be some weight behind critics' words whenever they would talk about a movie, and now because of a lot of hit piece opinionators, the value of those words has been watered down. And I think that we need to have like a system to try to bring back some of the value of what it means to be a critic.
Yeah, I think there should be substance in what you say and like value and stuff like that. I at least for me, I just wouldn't say that you solve the problem through positive action, not negative action, not negative right. as in like evil or immoral or whatnot, but as in like taking away or putting more in. So like, yeah, it would be a more tougher uphill battle to be like, okay, just do what they do what you wanted to do, but do it bigger, better than ever. You know what I mean? And not just be like, okay, how about we just have the standard and cut away the bad stuff. You know what I mean?
Because that's
positive action and negative action.
That's why and I know that I think it was I don't remember who when I mentioned my review system on one of y'all's previous episodes, I said that's why I do films 1 out of 5. That's and like the critique, the points I look at are like cinematography, score, does it mesh well with the scenes? Like I try to make a list of things to go by when reviewing a movie, reviewing a show, and based on how they perform on that, that's the rating I give them. Like that's the type of stuff I want to see more with critics instead of just like spitballing it like with IGN. I know you mentioned the Marvel Zombies episode. They gave it a what? They gave it like a lower score than the previous ones, the previous what ifs.
It should.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty bad.
I thought it was wicked boring.
It was really boring.
It was mediocre.
I was
It
so
had
upset
potential,
because when you have the zombies and it barely held my attention.
It really
I was waiting for it to be over. I was like, all right.
Yeah,
They should do multi-part episodes.
Well,
I was so upset about
so
that.
as we transition, we'll transition a little bit. I'm not done with this, by the way. But while we're on the topic, so yes, the zombies. So, and I think RJ was trying to say the other day, and not to like throw shade at RJ. I love that kid. But that Reddit leak was wrong. As I was saying before, it's not correct.
That's true.
Wait, I didn't.
I have the list of all the episodes through the app. So I'm not allowed to say anything. So
Do you want to play the Captain Holt clip of where he's like screaming vindication?
What?
Yeah, wait, have you not? That was a Brooklyn Nine-Nine reference. I'm sorry.
I love Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah, they're like when Holt makes like the balloon arch.
Holt.
Yeah, Captain Holt.
I think he said Captain Hulk.
No, Captain Holt.
Yeah.
Captain Hulk.
Captain Holt. Vindication.
After the Rosa Balloon Arch, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he was saying, he was trying to tell me the list, and I was like, no, it's just not right. And he was like, oh, that's right. I was like, it's just not right. But this week was Marvel Zombies. And I had so much hope for this episode.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm not going to give plot details away. It's far too soon to do so. But this was my least favorite episode so far. It was very dull.
It's not as bad as Peggy Carter. I'll give it that. It doesn't.
We're on the same boat.
It doesn't get Peggy Carter bad. It's Peggy Carter's worse. But it's definitely comes in second.
Okay.
I'm with Austin.
Y'all can both
Carlos,
get out because
I think
beautiful.
you were on here earlier saying that was your favorite episode.
The episode.
Y'all ain't a fan of the British baking contest.
We totally had a conversation about it.
No, episode 4. Yeah,
that's
episode
why I was
4. Doctor
confused
Strange.
Because you said it after. So when it was just me and you, I thought you said the first 2 episodes were your favorite.
No, the first episodes were literally not my favorite.
I wish
y'all just don't like the great.
It wasn't stream. Yeah, no stream, so it didn't happen.
Hey man, it's not canon.
It didn't happen.
Not canon.
No. Okay, but I'll amend the record right now. The first 2 episodes were my least favorite.
Okay.
But,
the second episode was T'Challa. That's pretty high up there for me. Right?
I mean, it was just so unrealistic. Everything was just like everybody.
Hold on, Carlos. Hold on.
Austin, get him.
Get him. I'm ready.
Get him, bro.
Unreal, buddy. It's the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The whole thing is unrealistic. Like,
out of all the other Marvel characters, T'Challa going to space makes the most sense.
No. It was just like T'Challa. He's the greatest guy ever. Every single issue that ever happened. So
do you know why they did it that way?
So much better.
You know why they did it that way?
Why did they do it that way?
Because T'Challa as a character, even when he's the Black Panther, he is a natural born leader. Those traits are not learned. They are like in his DNA. That's why and people might think, oh, it's a stretch that he talked down Thanos. But nah, that makes the most sense because if anyone could if before Thanos goes through with his plan, if anyone could talk him out of it,
he wasn't able to talk Killmonger out of trying to take over Wakanda, and then
to be fair, but here's the thing: by that time, Killmonger was so radicalized by his own ideals that
and you don't think Thanos is radicalized?
What I'm saying is that he didn't. He wasn't on the Carlos. He wasn't on the path for the stones yet. He wasn't on the path for the stones yet.
Yes, he was.
He wasn't.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's continue.
Well, you could arguably say that Thanos has always been on the path for
because Thanos was recruited
before
he went after the Power Stone.
The point of that episode was to show the character Thanos had T'Challa how influential he is.
It really was an homage to the character.
How different would it be, right? If T'Challa, with his attitude and how he looked at life, and his things, if he were the one captured, I thought that was actually very well done and a great, spin on the Guardians, because it was like, yeah, I could see that. I could really see that. If T'Challa, was kidnapped, the Ravagers probably would have gone a different way. He's that influential of a character and a person, and so I got that. That's how it came.
And no diss to Peter Quill, because I love Peter Quill as a character, but like T'Challa, again, he's born royalty. He is taught things at a young age on how a king should be.
How did we get on the topic of episode 2?
That's true.
Because
Carlos wanted to sit here and try to
saying that he didn't.
Carlos wanted to throw shade at Star-Lord T'Challa, and I ain't about to let that slide.
Okay, regardless of any of that, right?
That's a homegrown boy right there.
What If has generally disappointed me. Generally. I think rarely have the episodes stood out. Maybe the Doctor Strange one, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
However, that didn't necessarily keep my attention. It was more like just kind of looking up and being like, oh, okay, yep, cool, okay, yeah. Just didn't do it for me, man. Marvel Zombies, I really did think was going to be like probably the go-to episode, the best episode of the season. But no, it was, and then it ends on a note, and you're like,
isn't it going to be a two-parter?
But it didn't say part 1, so that's why I was confused, because it ends at a point, and I'm like, okay, are they going to continue this in episode? Season 2.
The episode didn't even try to put it into a full sentence.
They'll probably put it episode 2 out.
Zombies.
And yeah, I don't. Okay, wrong thing.
I already know that it's already been confirmed for season 2, and like a rumor is that one of the episodes in season 2 is going to be based off of the Black Widow movie. But like, here's the thing with this What If show, right? Like, I was excited for it, but like, the What If in the comics has decades upon decades to like do What If stories from, and this only has 10 years worth of stories to tell, only 20 something movies to tell it from. And that number's going to keep growing, but as of right now, this is still like the MCU is still, relatively speaking, compared to the comics, in its infancy. So there isn't a lot of like radical stories you can tell. The ones they've told so far are unique, and the Marvel Zombies is straight from the comics. But they don't have a lot to work with as far as that goes. Like, all they can do is just change the movie's plot, or they change the course of how the movie goes.
But okay. So, yeah, and then I think we were talking about it a little bit before the stream started, was the fact that one of the cooler things about What If I'm really like digging for it, is potentially seeing if any of this stuff pops into live action at one point. The one I could see happening, there's 2 actually, is Peggy Carter becoming Captain Carter in some form or fashion, maybe come Secret Wars, or in Doctor Strange 2, maybe, I don't know. But the other one was the Doctor Strange episode.
I love that episode.
And his, because the way they did that one it was more interesting. It was like this could happen. This could be brought to live action in some form. And we have seen the No Way Home trailer, the Sanctum Sanctorum frozen over. Doctor Strange doesn't feel right. It was ironically timed, I guess is what I'm saying. So, I mean, I know you guys have some thoughts on this. So, to open the
even the quote unquote, I'm using like the evil Doctor Strange didn't act the way that the one in the No Way Home trailer did. He was like full on grieving. Like when he met the other Doctor Strange, or another variant of the Doctor Strange we know from the movies, he was more like, you of all people will understand why I'm doing this. We need to come together. We need to revive her. We need to bring her back. He's more desperate and like he's in pain. Like lol. Like, yeah, no, I'll help you. We've been to space. You don't have to call me sir. Okay, I take that back. You from now on just call me sir. Like he's being jokey and all that stuff.
Well, I don't know. You could draw a line, and say he's acting this way, and then he's acting this way.
Well, one, like, what am I trying to think of? Just well, his hands weren't like, crippled or anything, and he was seeming to do the spell pretty fine. That's one part that I saw. Even though it's a very inconsequential part, and it's like, oh, he's not even the main character of the movie, so you don't really need to do the makeup work on his hands to make it look like they're scarred and stuff like that. But still, that was one point.
So, I mean, do you guys think there's any credence to that? Like maybe Doctor Strange showing up, or anything happening with that? Like, could we eventually see that no good Doctor Strange show up in the MCU?
I know he's going to be in like one of the later episodes of What If.
Like I know. Didn't Marvel say that? They said that What If it's not gonna. You don't need to watch it to understand the films, the cinematic endeavors. Of
it's canon, but
Marvel.
It's not like essential.
Yeah, but like if they do cross over into the main live action MCU, then I kind of will be essential. So.
I mean, but like, let's say Captain Carter does make an appearance, then all you have to do is just watch the first episode. They're so like well cut. They're so well cut.
32 minutes up. 32 minutes per episode. It's it's not a hard watch by any means. Like,
it's like
cookie
cutter.
Hasn't been keeping. It hasn't done. Like for instance, Shang-Chi, I thought was really refreshing. I thought it was tasteful. I thought it was something cool, something new. Like I like the kung fu aspects of it. By the third act, it gets really Marvel-y, if you want to call it that. However, it was a good movie overall, and I think the box office is reflecting that. But I'd be interested to see how many people are actually watching What If, and if they're liking it, because I think
I read somewhere that. And I could be wrong, but I think I read somewhere that it ended up racking up more views than like Loki finale. And it could be over. It could have been over time. It could have been after, or something like that. But I think it is gaining popularity. I mean, I do until this week. I thought it was getting better with each episode. This week happened, but I think it's good. I do think it's good. Besides, it was a rocky start. It had a couple great episodes. It's gaining my interest more and more, and I think it would be pivotal for Marvel if they want people to watch it, if they want it to gain more popularity, than to possibly bring some of these things into the MCU. Like people are talking about the evil Doctor Strange and some of these other situations that I think could show up in the actual real timeline. It's Mephisto.
We're not saying it's Mephisto.
So
I'm saying it's Mephisto.
Yeah. I've been saying for a while that the devil burns cold, and the Sanctum Sanctorum is frozen over in what is not winter.
My one thing holding me back from saying for sure it's Mephisto is obviously the China stuff on like no.
But what if
Shang-Chi
they were able to get I mean, okay, so like I know this isn't probably the best example because they actually do call him the devil, but like the Ghost Rider films technically had Mephisto in them. They just called him the devil. They didn't call him Mephisto.
But
so
also
reverse that.
I guess they could just say they saw. I mean, my theory was when they were showing WandaVision is I thought Marvel would pull a Marvel and combine the character of Mephisto and Nightmare, and just call him Nightmare, but give him Mephisto's powers and to get around the whole name because they are kind of similar. And I think
well, that doesn't matter about the name because Shang-Chi's not playing.
Like I'll say this,
Shang-Chi's not playing, and it's simply because of the creatures that are.
That's what I think.
Yeah,
so I don't know if that's
it has nothing to do with whatever the name is. It's the content. So if something like Mephisto were to show up, it would have a hard time. However, I think Shang-Chi doing so well and not being played in some critical areas might be a good thing for creative freedom, because now we can look at it and be like, look, it doesn't matter it does. You're going to lose a lot of money, but eventually, if you just let China do its thing. You want to censor it? You don't want to show it? Whatever, do your thing. It's kind of your loss as well. Right, because like
it's China.
There's one way to keep, but there's if you're China and you're looking at it like a certain way, how do you keep people in check?
They have their ways.
They
have their ways. They have distraction plus a well-trained and well-behaved military force.
It's not necessarily great on China's part to censor everything that might have an inkling of something they don't like simply because, I mean, they want to control their population. Well, the easiest way to control a population is to distract and give them things to do, right? We see this with Doomcock. We see this with all those people, right? They
don't want anyone else. They don't want anything else to distract them. They want to be fully in control of everything their citizens do, though. Like that's how authoritarian they are. Like they.
I'm not saying that China's not. I'm just saying, do you understand where I'm going with
yeah,
this,
yeah, I know where you're coming from. That's why I'm
China
saying like
does anymore, right?
Yeah.
If Shang-Chi can make this amount of money without it, well, this might be a good thing.
I mean, that's why Disney is doing what they're doing with the Star Wars franchise and the High Republic and everything. They're trying to appeal to China and do what they can with that. Yeah, I was about to say, so Mephisto, like I really want Mephisto to just finally show up because that would mean that we get something with Ghost Rider. And I want Ghost Rider back so bad.
Wanting them to get, that's still probably my favorite part of Marvel stuff outside of the cosmic stuff is the supernatural stuff and the Doctor Strange and all that. I love all
and
that
Blackheart
stuff. I think a Ghost Rider, all that stuff, I think would be great. And you know what? Yeah, you make a point. And now that I think about it, even in Ghost Rider, they call him the devil, but he's in like man form. In the first movie, his son Blackheart, or they call him Legion or something, is like the villain. But in the second one, which is, I'm sorry, it's a bad movie. It's trash. It's trash.
Bad.
But the devil is the main. Ty, did you just say that Spirit of Vengeance is good?
They're both bad.
They're both bad.
No.
Yes, they are.
I'll say the first one is not good, but the second one is just outright bad.
Yeah,
the scene with Nick Cage,
they're both bad.
No. Here's the reason why the first one is good.
By definition.
So what you're saying?
I'll say two words right now to make to prove to you why the first one was good or better than the second one.
Well, that's not saying much.
Sam Elliott.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Listen.
Cowboy Ghost Rider. Come on, Ty.
No. Metaverse said, I'll say two words and immediately type. That's not saying much, bud.
I don't know. It's Nick Cage, and I just can't take it seriously.
You don't like Nick Cage?
Yeah, I feel fine, but my skull's on fire.
Come on, man.
I do not.
Wait, you not like him?
I like the Knowing and the National Treasure movies.
Bro, what about Spider-Verse as Spider-Man Noir?
That was him?
Yes.
Yep. That was Nick Cage.
You didn't hear his voice. Wherever I go, the wind follows.
Yeah, exactly.
And the wind.
Yeah, that
now I don't like. Well, that's not even his movie, so it's.
But he's.
Are you gonna say now I don't like the Spider-Verse?
I was literally gonna pass that line.
Bro, Ty, one of the best lines. I'm not even trying to go on like a side tangent about Nick Cage being a good actor, but it's like one of the best lines in Spider-Verse is when like they're going like a mad rambling, and he just goes, "Sometimes I let a match let it burn down to my fingertips just to feel something, anything." He just goes, "Aw."
Oh man, I got Ty. I gotta show you this film where he's trying
Nick
to.
Cage got an Oscar.
Man.
Yeah, Passion of the Christ or something.
Passion of the Pig. No,
not the bees.
That's
not
Mel
the
Gibson.
bees.
Sorry, right? That's Mel Gibson, right?
Oh yeah, that's Mel Gibson.
That is Mel
Gibson.
Anthony, I wouldn't be surprised for this either.
No.
Oh my god, I would love that.
Fox people, I wouldn't see. Yeah, bro.
No. Get that out of here.
Do it.
Get all that out of here.
Do it.
Get it all out. No one wants that.
At the door.
No one needs it.
He's knocking at the door.
Yeah, no one wants it.
I hate that scene so much.
But
that scene irritates me on like a metaphysical plane. No pun intended on my name. On a metaphysical plane, I hate that scene so much.
Here's a question for you guys. Going back to the episode real quick. Did you guys think it was weird, the whole Hope Spider-Man thing? Because I just thought that was weird.
I still haven't seen it.
But
I don't know what you're talking about anyway.
Ty said no spoilers. Like I watched it. And,
okay, so I don't mind. I did want to bring this up though because I did get kind of spoiled by this, but it's not even that big of a spoiler. The Spidey fandom right now is throwing a shit fit because this version of Spider-Man mentioned Uncle Ben.
Right, he does.
And it's like, oh, he finally mentioned him. It took him how long? And it's like, bro, it's so inconsequential. Why are y'all bitching?
Who cares anymore? Who cares?
Uncle Ben, like his initials were in Far From Home, so
one of the people that I mutually follow, she put, I'd really like to see a Spider-Man movie directed by the fans always complaining about the MCU.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sure it'd be a travesty.
I mean, it's one of those things that, and I was talking about it, I think, with somebody a couple of days ago. That's like, we don't need to see that Uncle Ben story again. We don't need to go through that. We don't need to, like, honestly, I could have gotten this entire and I know a lot of people complain, right, about his reliance on Tony and stuff. I actually liked that instead of Uncle Ben, they used Tony. They did something else.
Yeah,
that's the one thing that I was like, all right, I like that. Because
have you not heard my rant about? Have you not heard my rant about like the whole Tom Holland Spidey hate train?
Oh, I can't stand Tom Holland Spider-Man, right?
I know that, but the whole thing is like the people that are like that, like the whole Iron Boy Jr. thing is so like dismissive. It's like it just is. Like I don't
think so, man. I think that relationship he's too reliant on.
I will gladly read the entire post I made about this.
No, you did already.
We will get into this.
You didn't know you
I may just have to do a
sequel. I know. But yeah, no, like I just the Spidey fandom needs serious help, psychiatric help.
Seems like there's a lot of fandoms that have this issue lately.
They're all great.
But okay, yeah. So back to the point is, yeah. So Marvel's episode 5 was Marvel's What If episode 5 is the Marvel Zombies episode. To me and to certain other people here, just lackluster. For me, the series hasn't been anything too great. I am not a fan of animation, to preface, but I've liked things like Invincible. I like the DC animated stuff. So like if it's good, I can usually
SpongeBob SquarePants.
I can usually like say, okay, it's at least
the best animated.
It's just not for me.
Right.
But
Man and Barnacle Boy are the best heroes.
I think What If is pretty lackluster in the sense of being
a lot of it's too short. It's too rushed. You know what I mean? We're supposed to be invested in these characters, even though they're different iterations every single time. You know what I mean? So like there's some stories that could like have that 30-minute window and it'll make sense. But some other ones, they need to be stretched for at least 2 episodes. Seriously, like at least to have that you have that beginning, you have that mid climax where everything changes, and then you have like the resolution and stuff in the second episode. I feel like for now it's just way too fast, man.
Like Ty, if you're wanting some like Marvel animated stuff to like compare it to the DCAU stuff, like I got you, man. Like I got you on that. I can recommend.
Yeah, I've watched all the DC animated stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you want like Marvel animated stuff that's like on the same bar of quality, I got you.
Yeah, there's 2 Avengers movies that were animated that were great.
I wasn't even considering those, but yeah, those are great too.
Yes.
Wait,
was great.
Wait, the third one. Wait. The third one was fine though. Like, the third one with their kids was fine.
Oh, I didn't even watch it. I thought that was like
it was fine. It's those movies though that like when the MCU first started, that it's those movies that made me really want to see like Black Widow and Steve hook up because that makes the most sense to me. The spy and the soldier. I was like, oh, that makes so much sense.
And then they have the kid. Yeah, that makes.
Yeah, man. But yeah, the Hulk versus movies are actually connected to like Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes, the animated series, and the Spectacular Spider-Man. Like all that's connected.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like a whole connected animated universe. In fact, Josh Keaton, the voice of the Spider-Man from that show, was supposed to do a cameo on Earth's Mightiest Heroes, but when they replaced him with Drake Bell did the cameo, and so there's like Josh
get rid of Drake Bell.
release the Keaton
Drake
cut.
Bell got canceled, I think.
Yeah, he did in South America.
He canceled himself. Is basically what happened.
I would think he got canceled
by his
in America.
actions.
He survived in South America.
Yeah, he canceled himself by doing what he did.
Because he's living in Mexico now. He's a big deal in Mexico. People love him. He does concerts and like I don't know why. He sings in Spanish now. Like,
he's lucky he's not going to catch a popcorn bid for this because what he did. I honestly I don't even want to go any further. But so we have some more stuff that we're going to talk about. So we're going to finish the discussion about the armpit YouTubers. We'll finish that, and then today's Wednesday, right? I keep seeing someone's comment about the Matrix trailer in 2 days. I believe it's coming out tomorrow morning. So we'll have a discussion about that as well. I might be wrong. Is today Wednesday? Am I messed
6
up?
a.m. tomorrow. 6 a.m.
Yeah, okay. So it's tomorrow. It's less than 24 hours away. So we're gonna get into that. But I do want to do this as we, because I know not everyone was here at the beginning. So as always, guys, huge shout out to the members of the channel: Saggy Melons, Benson's, Prakash, DC Talk, that one, Carlos, who's with us now, RJ, Billy Robert, Nick Carr, John Rodell, Justin Hines, Kinky Sphincter, Caden Reed. Where is Caden? Sean Adame, Nick DePalma, Jackass, Roblox, Marvel Ultimate, Adam, especially you guys in the lifeblood of the channel, as always. You guys are the true heroes. Also, for the members, any member who's on the second tier and above, I picked up a couple Blu-ray 4Ks today for Zack Snyder's Justice League. So if you're a member of the second tier and above, at the end of September, I will give a couple of those copies away. So if you do want to become a member or be eligible, definitely join, but it has to be the second tier and above. And I'll pick a couple winners at the end of this month. As always, if you want to support the channel, you can, again, become a member. All the links are in the description below. Send a super chat. Let us know how you're feeling. You guys, you're the other panel member, the hidden panel member. And we love interacting with you guys. If you aren't here, I probably wouldn't do it because I would just be talking to myself. So as always, I appreciate each and every one of you who has lent a comment, lent an ear, or hit the like button, whatever. Also, ring the notification bell so you can get notified whenever we do something. I don't really know how to say that. I don't really just say that. So I'm going to have to come up with like some slang for it. But remember to like this episode, share it on social media so your friends, family, and Mephisto can watch along with us. And yes, back to the conversation.
Ta-da.
I muted you. I muted you all.
Yes. I just wanted to just add something real quick to that Ty, because obviously too came out this month was the big, nice, pretty box set, right? Of the Justice of the Leagues of the Sack of the Snyders, and I thought it'd be kind of cool for any person that is not a member but that joins the membership this month, that they'll be eligible to win a copy of that from myself.
If you're buying it.
Oh yeah. No, I already got a couple. I already got a couple copies. That was the one thing I was prepared.
I spent
for,
$50 today on the. No, I spent 75 on those today.
I
got one for myself as well.
Copies.
I got 3 and they're on their way. I got 3 copies of the box set because I'm gonna one for myself, one to give away, and then one for a friend of mine here.
All right. So yeah. So there you go. So anyway, we have okay, anyone who becomes a member from here till the end of September.
That's right.
Someone is literally going to send you an ear now. Yeah, I don't know why I said I lent an ear. Shree, what's going on?
Jack's ear. Jack, that's where Jack has been. We have Jack's ear.
Shree.
Yeah.
Hi, Shree.
How is everybody? No, why did I say? I just feel like I started the show.
How is everybody doing?
How is everybody?
Yeah,
how's everybody since the last time I spoke to you?
Pretty good. How about you?
Great.
All right. I have something. I want to call out someone. Enosh from Poindexter Lounge.
No.
Trash about me.
Oh, yeah, your arch nemesis. Yeah, go ahead.
My arch nemesis, Enosh from Poindexter Lounge.
Yes.
I just want to let you know, Enosh, that I am coming for you on Twitter.
On Twitter, though.
You're garbage.
Not Instagram, not Facebook.
You're a fake fan. You are a trash human being. You're just Enosh equals Doomcock. Let me know. I have an
okay. That's taking it too far, and
algorithm.
you know it.
I have an algorithm on how I got from Enosh to Doomcock, and they're the same person. If anyone wants if anyone wants to know how I did that, let me know, and we can discuss it because I have a whole algorithm on how they're the same person. And I'll let everyone.
What
know
you doing for the rest of the day?
Yep. So
I'm willing to hear this out, baby. I'll call out from work. I will listen to this, baby. Let's do it.
No, it's a joke.
I know.
Enosh started this little joke thing, but no, seriously, I'm coming for you.
It's a real rivalry. It's happening.
It's a real fake feud.
Enosh and Ty are officially in a real fake feud.
Yep.
Guys, I don't know what to do. I'm very it's like having your mom and dad fight. It's very stressful for me, and we'll just see where this goes on Twitter.
I just want to go live with mom.
Yep. I'm gonna clip it and I'm gonna send it to him.
So, a little bit of news just dropped.
Wait.
Ah!
1 sec.
You scared me.
God, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Yes. All right, Metaverse, you're up with some news.
All right, so as retweeted from RJ, Asad Ayaz, president of marketing for Walt Disney, has shared the poster for Star Wars Visions. And it says 7 visionary anime studios, 9 original short stories from across the galaxy, all episodes streaming September 22nd.
Let's go.
All of them at once.
They're probably going to be shorts. I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't care. Bro, Trigger is one of the studios.
I'll take it.
One of the... Oh, please give me more. I hope this gets to season 2. I want more Visions. Please.
That'd be pretty sick. I mean,
bro,
look, you have all these guys that are, renowned, well-known anime creators and animators, and you have that one guy that this is like literally the last thing he does before he retires.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited for Visions. That's so up my alley.
Like
very much
how
like the
one
What
is
If.
Visions again?
The anime one.
Yeah.
Oh, who cares? I mean, is it really cool?
Ty, how dare you?
I mean, is it really cool? Are we?
Yes. So like, does
anyone have said poster? Or should
I just shared the article to your Twitter.
Okay.
Or I shared the article, but the post.
Ty dislikes anything animated.
I hate.
But
they put a lot of work into that, bro.
Bro, like Studio Trigger is the ones that I love. Oh my god.
No, listen, I think this is gonna be cool for anime. I hope it's better than What If. Honestly,
it will.
I know it's not
be
animated; it's anime. It's like different, but this is gonna bring a lot of like. It's cool because, like what Star Wars has always done really well is know how to gain new audiences. They're always like changing how they do things, or not changing how they do things, but broadening their horizons in the way they present content, whether it's animation, books, comic books. Now they're going to drop an anime in there. They have something for everybody to keep generating new people that are interested in Star Wars, and it's a really smart move by them. And I really commend it.
This makes all the sense in the world when you look at like where George got all of his inspiration for Star Wars from, like the old samurai films. This is literally Star Wars coming full circle, in my eyes at least. Like, again, like Studio Trigger is one of the most famous Japanese anime studios. Like their most popular one is, and most infamous one is Kill la Kill. And that's a fantastic anime. Fan servicey is all hell, but it's a fantastic story with great characters and great writing and some good comedy too. I hope that if there's a second season, we get more famous anime studios like Katakawa, or I think it's like Mad Dog or something like that is another one. Madhouse, it's one of those two. They've done a lot of fantastic anime as well. So yeah, I really want this to do well, and I hope there's more to come.
Yeah,
I got a cat girl, bro.
So
already appealing to those kinks.
What is it?
Yeah, there's gonna be a rock opera episode. There's gonna be
there's a cat girl.
So is this going to be is it going to be an anthology style? So like no episodes will.
Yeah, I think it's going to be very.
Well, it's not going to be a continuing story if all of them are different, right?
I don't think they're going to be interconnected.
Stories. Yeah, they're all separate stories. This sounds like more What If than Marvel's What If, because I don't think these things will lead to anything cinematic, but. That'd be awesome if it does.
The fight scenes in this series are gonna be so good.
Let's go.
Anime has always done a good job of that.
Yes,
stuff.
Yes, they have.
All we gotta do is translate it to the live action. I swear.
Hey, Gavin, you listen here. Cat girls are accepted in this community. All right,
don't discriminate on cat girls.
Don't discriminate on cat girls.
Cat girls are good girls. All girls are good girls.
Cat girls
are fans of Jeremy and all those idiots. But
Actually, they wouldn't be, but that's a different story.
if you're a female and you enjoy that content, you should really rethink your life choices because they don't like females.
Bro, just
they don't
quit living in your head. Get help. Go touch grass.
Sorry,
love that.
I'm poking too much fun at them today. But
no, everyone is. It's the best.
Finally, we're all on the same page about it. Listen, I only got introduced to Doomcock 2 weeks ago, and I've been combing through his. No, I've made pretty good work of catch up, going through some of the stuff that he's done, and I mean, I didn't know that he really he's put on this persona and he's done a good. He makes a lot of money, man. I can't hate on that. I can't. I actually commend it. But
he's got a hustle. He's got a hustle. He's just
he's got a hustle, but it's just a weird one, and it's a really narcissistic one.
Yeah.
And I don't personally care for that style, but he clearly loves it. So, do you guys think he's the commandant?
That's a theory that I know that Enosh and them are trying to they're trying to
I've been doing my own research into it. And I will tell you this. The wavelengths for the voice patterns, I should say, are, I think it's 87% match. So it's a very close match. I could show you, by the way. I literally did it out. But
I don't literally. I don't know any of those two people you said.
Well,
I don't know the
you're probably happier.
Yeah.
Isn't Commandant an alt-writer?
The Commandant is a political channel where he has very subtle, not subtle, wink, wink, Nazi overtones and symbolism. And
I have no idea.
He does not pretend to not be a Nazi. Put it that way.
I think that Matt and Enosh said that he is into the occult and everything. So that makes sense.
And look at the comparisons between that stuff and the way he runs
his
Doomcock channel, right? He's an overlord from the future, sent from the center of the earth to save pop culture of all things. What the fuck? You couldn't come back and help us with anything else? Jesus.
You couldn't have told us about this pandemic?
Decline. We have plenty of issues across the world, but you came back to help us with pop culture. Thank you. And you came to expose Kathleen Kennedy. There's a lot of similarities.
To be honest, I never watched any of Doomcock's videos.
Good, you're saving brain cells.
Literally, the first time I heard his name, I thought it was a porn parody or something.
I've seen him before.
Well, no, you know why his name is something like that, right? It's because he relates that Doomcock.
Christ.
Jeez, did I offend you?
Huh?
Did I offend you?
Oh no! I have somebody in my room, by the way.
Oh, I was gonna say, why did you say my name?
Oh, well, I didn't. That was my bad.
Jesus Christ, that's my name.
Oh God.
No.
He goes by that too.
I do.
No,
only on Sundays.
It's someone else in my room.
No,
I don't want the roommate.
I know you can. Yeah. No, but Doomcock, right? The Victor von Doomcock or whatever his name is, and the way he hates on women so much, you can tell, everything tells a story. You know how everything, if you watch someone and you observe their behaviors and stuff like that, it all tells a story, right? His whole persona tells a story, and it's fairly easy to see. So if you ever want to look into it. But I will be doing a pre-recorded video about all the things that I've found out, and it's pretty. Some of the stuff's pretty crazy. It's weird. It's too coincidental. For instance, the two channels were created within 3 months of each other in 2017. They're almost the same premise. But that's just one example of 12 that I have. So regardless, we'll move on because now I'm giving away too much of my favorite thing that I'm doing right now. So
you can do
guys, tomorrow tomorrow, the Matrix 4 trailer is going to debut. How excited are you guys?
I'm excited, man. I just rewatched The Matrix, and I'm so excited. The first one, I can't wait. I can't wait. They did little teasers. They did little teasers that they put out that were pretty cool. And I look forward to it, man. It could be absolutely terrible. There's a part of me that I think it might, but I love that universe so much, and I again rewatching the first one, I was just reminded how much I love this movie, and even if it's terrible, I'll return to that world just because I like it so much. And Keanu, man, it's Keanu.
I'm not denying the cultural impact that the Matrix had on our society when it came out. The first one is going to go on in the annals of history as one of the best films of the new era, of like the new millennium. But after that first movie, even the Animatrix was kind of meh. And I'm just like, I don't understand why you're doing a fourth one all these years later. Like, I do understand money, but
yeah, absolutely.
But
capitalizing on Keanu's
resurgence,
the Renaissance, Keanu Renaissance.
Exactly.
But like, let's look at this. Like, he was in Bill and Ted, and that was an okay sequel. He was in Cyberpunk, that was a flop. So, like, we're 1-1. Hold on.
It's a good game that was terribly marketed and put out.
No, it's not finished.
It's a great. On my Xbox Series X.
No. When I say it's not finished, I don't mean that it's broken in terms of gameplay. What I'm saying is that all of the cut content that they left on the cutting room floor,
they're going to use for DLC,
it's unfinished. Like I wanted to go down the evil business guy route, and like I get to do that for like 5 minutes, and then I get put in the generic story, and I'm like, what the hell?
Okay,
I wanted to be an asshole.
Okay, I'll give you that. I haven't played all the different storylines I played.
No, so that's why I say it's not finished.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, literally after you choose your background and your intro, it's literally just the exact same thing. It only offers you a few extra dialogue choices.
Perks. It's the same thing with like the Mass Effect 3 controversy of RGB ending. Like it's that bad.
I disagree. I like it, and I think once they get it out on
I don't think they will though. I don't think that's going to be the DLC. Is what I'm saying. I don't think that they're going to add that content as a DLC. I think that stuff's just going to be like on the cutting room floor, unless they make on like late PS5, they make a director's cut and like add all that stuff later as like an apology.
I think they are going to try to bring it back because
Cherie hates me.
It is,
and I have nothing but love for her, but she hates me.
I like the game a lot.
Driving our female numbers up. Thank you very much.
Right. I like the game a lot, and I think once they fix it for like the PS4 and the Xbox One, the original ones.
Oh no, they're not going to. Those aren't getting fixed. They've already put like a disclaimer, like, "Hey, probably don't play this on a base PS4. Like, get a PS4 Pro."
I thought they were going to work on fixing it because, like,
they're fixing
on my Series X, they haven't. The updates there have been tiny.
They're fixing it for the Pro, and they're fixing it for like the Series, like the Xbox Series X. No, not Series X, the Xbox One X. But like for base Xbox and base PlayStation, there's a disclaimer on the PS when they brought it back to the PS Store, which is don't play this on a base PlayStation. You will lose a console. That protection plan you bought from Best Buy will go into effect.
I believe that. I know. I tried on my original Xbox when I still had it. It wasn't
everywhere I go. I get tough love, and I don't appreciate that. Y'all the reason I have trust.
I like Shrie's like outspoken personality.
She is. I'm entertaining my sarcasm.
Sadistic? No, not sadistic. Not sarcastic.
Sadistic. All right, Cherie, I'll play the role of punching bag. I'm used to it at this point. But no,
I do. Look, I think. I think there's a good point. There's a good point as to like this Matrix 4 could be pretty bad. Honestly, the Wachowskis haven't done anything very good since the Matrix, the first one.
Yeah.
I personally like the sequels, not the Animatrix. I like 2 and 3. They're not, but I won't defend that they're like great movies. I just enjoy them for what they
What else have they made since Matrix?
The absolutely horrific Jupiter Ascending. That was just, dude.
That's some visual masterpiece, but
that is the one movie of the last 10 years that I walked out of. I walked out of Jupiter Ascending 45 minutes into it.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
I said, this is absolutely not worth my time. Like, it was just utter. I don't care what anybody says. It's utter garbage. It is utter garbage. It's good looking. It's one of the worst stories I've ever seen, ever. And it's
but it didn't interest me. It looked bad.
It was. Oh God, it was bad. But they did Cloud Atlas, which was I liked Cloud Atlas with Tom Hanks and Halle Berry.
I heard that was iffy.
That one is people, as far as I'm concerned, like either like it or hate it. I liked it. But and then they did Sense8 on Netflix. That was the most recent thing that they
How was that like received?
That one I haven't seen. It had a good following because it got canceled and then people were upset about it, and Netflix gave them a movie to finish off, or like a final couple episodes or something, movie long episodes to finish off the story. So it had a following, it had a fan base, but obviously not big enough to keep it going.
Right.
So they have not been very popular since the original
they have not.
Matrix.
And this is only one of them. Only one of them is doing this one. So
right. And that's because the other one came out and said it was because she was so exhausted after Sense8 and stuff like that. She just didn't have the energy to put into this. But she's been on behind the scenes with like the story and subtle things like that.
I would think she'd be like an advisor or something, or like able to like
she's just not in the director's seat with her.
Yeah. And that's completely fine.
Right.
But like the Wachowskis feel like a one-hit wonder type thing for me.
A little bit. As of right now, they definitely have something to prove. Actually, Cloud Atlas is really good. In my opinion, I know. I
remember when that movie came out. It was mixed. Like I heard people say it was good. Some people say they didn't get it, and I'm like,
It was no Jupiter Ascending where everybody just said this.
Yeah, no, that was unifiably bad.
I didn't watch like any of those movies.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
So Carlos, I know you said you had to get out. We're gonna be ending soon. Not soon, but like we're gonna be ending in a few anyway. But Carlos, I thank you for coming on. Where can people find you?
Sincerely appreciate it. You know, that one Carlos YT Twitter. Just search up my name, you're bound to find me on this with this profile pic. It's just I'm a college man right now. You know, doing my schoolwork. So I got an early class tomorrow, so I got to go and get the sleepy times. So I really appreciate being here, and thanks. And I'll be back later.
All right,
my friend. Carlos, I'm gonna hit you up sometime tomorrow about about something for next week.
Oh, for sure.
There it is.
Hey, Carlos. I'm never gonna speak to you again. No, I'm kidding. I love you.
Wow.
What a terrible person.
My feelings are hurt, and my night is ruined.
No.
Hey, Carlos, just go listen to some Drake, bro. Oh, he's gone now.
He's out.
Wow. How come you didn't check on me when things go wrong?
Everybody knows I love Carlos.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, but the Matrix 4, it does seem like somewhat of a money grab, but a lot of people think this trailer is gonna blow up the internet tomorrow. It's gonna.
I'm not gonna be paying attention because
the teasers look interesting. Like they got my interest. So, like, you have a young.
I almost called him John Wick.
Keanu Reeves.
So Keanu Reeves' character Neo is prescribed what seems to be the blue pill. What the hell is going on?
Two blue pills a day.
That's not how I remember this thing ending last time. No.
So there's a great theory, and I would just absolutely love it if they did this, and then I would know that this movie is not going to be bad in any sort of way.
Soft reboot.
So here's what. No. Well, kind of. Yes, a little bit. Yes.
He wakes up after Neo was put back in the.
Yes, exactly. He was put back in the Matrix as John Wick.
Oh, come on! I was kidding.
No, I'm dead serious. I think this would be incredibly successful if they realize, like, man, look, he looks exactly like John Wick.
And then once Neo finds out that he's back in the Matrix, he tries to escape. Then they just send a copy of his John Wick character to go and kill him, and then we get Neo versus John Wick as the boss fight. I see where you're going on. I'm for this. Let's go.
It's basically yes, and yes. And then you have John. Now, look, the reason I think this theory is real is because John Wick 4 and Matrix 4 were supposed to release on the same day.
Yeah.
It was going to be Keanu Day. And I'm telling you, I think that day is still coming. I think John Wick 4 is filming right now. I think it would behoove both studios because both franchises are pretty much dead, so you might as well combine them.
I think they're still trying to do it. They're trying to release both on the same day. I think that like these studios are low key like behind the scenes, like, okay, what day are you trying to put this out? Okay, we'll try to make it on the same day. Hey, and then they get a call like 4 a.m. We can't put it on this day. Okay, well then you tell us when you can put it out, and then we'll meet up.
Right, exactly.
Keanu Day will live
forever. It's going to become a holiday.
Absolutely.
I mean, look, I think, like I said, right, The Matrix is kind of a dead franchise. It's coming back. John Wick, for me, after John Wick 3, I'm really worried about John Wick 4. Like I have barely any interest in to see it because it is
interesting that
just went way off the rails.
Like I still haven't seen the Wick films, but that's a whole other discussion for another day. Hold on, Ty, hold on. I'm going to say this, though. From what I've seen and what I know about John Wick, I find it interesting that Keanu Reeves has led 2 successful action franchises that change the game on how action movies are done.
This is true.
John Wick, yeah, because of the choreography and how everything's done, it's pretty
gun fu, baby.
But the thing, I'm sorry, Anthony. I'm sorry. John Wick 3 was like, I enjoyed John Wick 1. I enjoyed John Wick 2. I was like, yeah, this is cool. And then John Wick 3, and I'm sorry, this is kind of a spoiler metaverse, but I just have to.
You
took my headphones off, so you're good.
Yeah, take the headphones off for like 5 seconds. Come on, John Wick 3 is so ridiculous, man. It's so ridiculous, and it's just like you went from it being like actually kind of, I know it's to quote Carlos, realistic. It wasn't. I mean, it was kind of realistic, but now it's just like, all right.
Did you know that pieces of
for sure?
Pieces of fiction should be realistic? Did you not know this?
I mean, yes, it should exactly. It's pieces of realism, but my God, it's like. Dude, John Wick 3 just goes off the rails. Like, and that's the other thing, too. Like, people, look, let's just be all honest. You guys all like it because it's an hour and a half of Keanu Reeves only beating people up. Like, there's no story to that movie.
Ty, put up Neon's comment.
For.
What?
That's not what I'm looking to watch John Wick for. I'm not looking.
I'm looking to watch any movie for a story. Like
I'm not like I don't go see John Wick because I'm expecting Chris Nolan dialogue.
Neither am I. But I'm not
for one reason.
I'm not wanting Chris Nolan dialogue.
There to just think that the entire hour and 30 minutes is like. I never thought I would say it's overdone, but it was overdone. It was like, oh my gosh,
it was too much of a good thing for you.
Yeah, exactly. They killed
it's a cash grab,
exactly.
right? Like it's like they're milking the story, and I don't really like that. They're doing the TV show about the hotel. Like I don't care about any of that stuff either. And I'm not saying that John Wick 3 was great. I think John Wick is really good. John Wick 2's I liked even more. Then John Wick 3 was like okay, but I'm still not going there to watch a story. It's like going to see the Fast and the Furious to see racing.
Right.
It doesn't happen.
But I would have enjoyed more for them to develop more of a story with him and Halle Berry. Include the action. You can still do both. But it was just like, they literally did. And Gavin's like, but Austin, ninja fight on a horse versus motorcycle. I don't care.
I still love Ty's comment. Like I'm not expecting Chris Nolan dialogue. Me over here, like I hope so because if there were, then it'd be inaudible and we couldn't even understand what they're trying to say.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
All right, it was one movie. Relax.
No. Ty, it was not just one movie. That man has a habit. He has a habit of making audible like voices. He doesn't understand why people need audio. He actually said in an interview he doesn't understand why people need to hear audio in movies. And I'm like, are you absolutely shitting me?
No,
Dunkirk is one of my most hated movies.
We do not need to go back to silent films.
When I went to films, yeah, exactly. When you go to, and it's not that we're going back to, right? But it's this idea of like they teach
we don't need to
film school. Yeah, we don't need to, but it's it always is great and makes the movie better. Where if I can, and there are movies that if you turn the audio off completely, you can still follow everything that's happening in the movie.
I'm not a fan of this movie, but I'll go ahead and say, like, there's a big difference between watching Charlie Chaplin fall down a lot and the Titanic. That's all I'm saying. Like, with Charlie Chaplin, it made sense because, you know, the technology wasn't there, and slapstick is really easy to do because it's a vaudeville act. And the Titanic, though, like, I'm not a fan of the movie, but I'll say this: James Cameron made one impressive movie.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, be careful what you say.
So
about
that's what I'm saying. Like, you need audio though for that movie.
Actually, I don't know. I would like to test
for
that.
Titanic.
I don't think so. I bet
you need audio.
I disagree.
No, okay.
I disagree.
If you went back and watched Titanic right now, after seeing it so many, or I've seen it a million times, I'd be able to follow it with no audio. But I don't think you can just watch that movie with no audio.
I've only seen it once.
I don't know if you can watch it with no audio because the Titanic, believe it or not, the Titanic is not a story about the boat sinking. Titanic is about a love story with Jack and Dawson, so you would need that there. Yeah, they do a good job with facial expressions. Yeah, so maybe you could. I don't know. I don't know.
I think any of Cameron's movies, you could probably turn off the audio. Cameron is one of those directors that he's aware of that.
I cannot turn off the audio on Avatar. I'm sorry.
He's aware though of that the visuals are as important, that you need to be able to follow the story just visually without
like Terminator 2 probably. I'll say I could probably do it for Terminator for T2, but I couldn't do it for like Titanic or Avatar or the Alien movies he did. Like I couldn't. I
think you could for Aliens. Aliens, I think would be terrifying silent. I really do.
The suspense is already in the movie, and like muting it makes it worse.
I'm telling you, man, that was one of the big takeaways because it was like yes, visuals are important, right, as far as like CGI and how it looks and all that stuff. But if you can tell the story without needing the audio, I think that's what separates. And there's directors out there. I think Cameron's one of them that is aware of that and that you can do that type of stuff. Nolan too. With Dunkirk, there's not a lot of
Dunkirk is a fantastic film, but I'll go ahead and say this, and I don't know if this is going to irritate Ty or not, but
I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's a video. Yeah, there's a
video comparing Willy Wonka to Snowpiercer.
Yeah, there's actually a video, and I've seen it. There is a lot of somewhat good points.
Davey, can you send that to me somehow? Because I would love to watch this.
If he doesn't, I'll send it to you, Ty. I got you.
Okay, because we're gonna watch
It's very weird.
Show. How long is it?
I don't know. I don't remember off the top of my head. Hold on. I can look it up real quick on my phone.
Because I want to see how Willy Wonka even remotely comes into play on Snowpiercer.
Let's see. So the video is which one is it? Oh crap! There's like 3 of them. There's one. Where's he at? What was it? What was his name? Davey. Which one are you talking about? Are you talking about the one done by Rhino Stew, Nomadic Kong, or the Nerdist one? Because there's one by Nerdist.
Wow, there's multiple of this theory.
Yeah, there's multiples of the theory. But there's one in particular that really drives the point home. Rhino Stew. Okay, I got you. I'll send it to you, Ty. Hold on.
How long is it?
It's like 14 minutes.
How many?
14.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
Yeah. I'll send it to you right now. That's not the right button.
All right.
Yeah.
That's
it's a very interesting theory, though. I will say it's very interesting.
That's just like it's like really strange. I'm still waiting. I know they're doing the glass elevator story, which I'm excited about.
Right.
There you go.
With who did they end up getting?
Timothy Chalamet.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I believe.
I like that.
I'm excited for that. I like Willy Wonka or because the movie was called Willy. No. What was the movie called? Because it's opposite.
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
And the book's another.
So the original movie was Willy Wonka. Then they did the book, which was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Right?
Yeah. So
yeah.
I know it's like opposite. Like it. I don't know why, but
and then we got the Tim Burton one with Sir Christopher Lee saying "lollipops."
That was that was Charlie. I believe that was Charlie in the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah. But like this Matrix 4 trailer might I might watch it after my thing because like I'm not here's the other thing. They're dropping this. Is it just a teaser or is it the trailer?
They already dropped the teaser, so it's going to be the trailer.
So they're dropping the trailer on the same day, and this probably I know there's going to be a lot of people that are probably going to try to do both, but they're dropping it on the same day that Sony's doing their like PlayStation showcase for the next couple of games for PS5. Like I'm going to that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. They're not. That trailer is going to drop at early in the morning before.
Yeah, it's 9 a.m.
Okay, yeah, they're steering clear, but
there's already like a okay, and this is what pisses me off. I'm gonna go on a little tangent here. One sec. I'm gonna mute you both. You know what pisses me off about Warner Brothers is the fact that they have a watch. It's not a watch party, but you know how like if I create the stream early and I put it up, there's like a designated box for it. It says upcoming event. They have that for the Matrix trailer. The trailer. Hold on, let me say that one more time. The Matrix trailer. Yet Zack Snyder's Justice League didn't get any marketing. The video, the marketing video for the 4K is unlisted on Warner Brothers Entertainment. It's not even public, so you can't just go to their page and see it. It's unlisted. So you have to have a link to it to get to it. That's what unlisted is. So like if you're going to treat something like this, why should I go see anything of yours, anything else? Like if that's how you act, you're acting like a fucking child. Whoops. You made me swear. You're acting like Warner Brothers. You're acting like little children who are throwing tantrums because Zack Snyder's name's on something. Grow the fuck up. Sorry.
Grow up.
They also heavily copyright claimed my first stream.
And it's ridiculous too.
Heavily copyright claimed it.
There's a lot of stuff today with the that they unlisted the trailer for the video release of Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah, that's the one I was referring to.
You can't even find it without a link, and it's like
it's stupid. It's
what's going on?
They act like little children. Like, oh my god, Zack Snyder. Like they're like, yeah. There's any fear of them making money, right? Oh God, what a terrible thing! I really like. It makes me really worried about them as a studio. If they act like this on these certain little things, yet they're promoting the trailer for Matrix. There's already 900. When I looked at it, there was 900 people waiting. The trailer doesn't come out till tomorrow at 9 a.m. There's already 900 people that are that dedicated to sitting there on YouTube with it open so they can like be the first ones to see it or something. Yet they won't show you any advertising for Zack Snyder's Justice League 4K release. It's petty.
It's weird. It's very obvious that it's a bias because this guy, obviously.
It's the current leadership.
Yeah, exactly. It's the current leadership camp. It's
once Discovery comes in and has more control and takes over, I guarantee with almost 100% certainty there's going to be a change in tune. Like just give it time. What?
For the people saying, because anybody that thinks Toby Emmerich is going to have a job after this, no.
Where do you get your supply at?
Nobody is going to hire this guy. After all of this,
people thought the same thing though about the dude who's now at Sony. He worked at Fox. He's the one that infamously wanted Deadpool's mouth sewn shut. And now he's running Sony. So
yeah, look how well Sony's doing.
Who you talk to, they're doing great.
Well, your numbers aren't showing it.
I know that. I'm just saying, who you talk to.
Yeah, but, exactly. I mean. That's the thing is Toby, because somebody made an argument. I was watching some video that somebody made an argument that it was like, well, obviously he's run the rest of Warner Brothers, not outside of the DC stuff. He's ran other successful movies at Warner Brothers. But honestly, when you think about it, that's not really the case. Yeah, exactly. Besides the DC stuff. What Warner Brothers movie that's not part of a like Harry Potter or DC can you name that was, massive since Toby Emmerich's takeover. So no, this guy is just all the way around a bad leader, just a bad leader and a bad businessman. And for some weird reason, it seems like he hates money. I don't understand why, but
he also hates free advertisement apparently because, again, I have to explain this. When I got done with my stream this past week, the copyright claims are only for literally 1 minute. Oh yeah, no, I'm getting used to it. I already knew they were going to happen, but here's the thing: they're only for 1 or 2 minutes of footage from each clip. Yeah, and also I fully played and commentated over both video game, WB game trailers for Gotham Knights and Suicide Squad with Outcast fully blasting, not one copyright claim on that part of the video. But the moment that I play part of a trailer for JoJo Part 6, oh, you can't do that.
Yeah, it's absolutely
what?
They're super weird about it. I mean, I could give you
WB does the anime stuff.
Yeah, I could send you something that there's a way to dispute it, and you said I have something I pre-wrote out, and it describes fair use and my intentions and stuff like that. And 95% of the time, even Warner Brothers will turn it over. You really don't have to worry about the copyright claims until you're monetized, theoretically.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But it's I just thought it was so petty.
Yeah, it is petty. And for a long time, it just bothered me. But I wrote this whole fair use dispute out, and I explained my intent, what fair use is as described, and generally it gets overturned. I think I have 3 videos that didn't get overturned, and it's it's like sharing a live stream of Zack Snyder's Justice League premiere. That one wouldn't overturn, and it was I just cut it all out. So and for a lot of this I am because I was just bullshitting around and being stupid, and also just testing my luck. But with one of them though, I was legitimately reviewing and talking about the trailer, and that one was actually claimed by Netflix. And I was I'm not even on Netflix's YouTube channel watching this trailer. I'm on another company's media channels watching this trailer, and they still copyright claimed it. And I'm like, the fuck, what? Yeah. My bad. But yeah, no, WB's petty. I hope they stop this when the new guard comes in. Yeah, Netflix is actually pretty good. Typically, all of our Army of the Dead stuff, they didn't touch it because they reached out to me about helping promote. They reach out to a lot of people, but they reach out to us about helping with some promotion of it, and we didn't get anything in return, but it was cool. I guess they didn't flag any of our stuff. I think
maybe because I'm so small that it doesn't matter. Right. That's why they're doing it.
And they're actually getting a lot better. They're
I'm disputing that one.
They're becoming a lot more user and content friendly. For example, we're signed up and officially partnered with Netflix to co-stream Tadum at the end of September, so we won't get flagged. And they're allowing pretty much anybody that goes and signs up that has a channel.
God, if I could do that for JoJo, I would be so happy.
Yeah,
that is one of my most, because if I could ever get the opportunity to email them, I would tell them this is one of my most anticipated things for this the end of this year. It absolutely is. This and Spider-Man No Way Home are the 2 most hyped things for me. I just it was a thing. But yeah, I hope the WB, because even not even with me, but other bigger channels you guys and Angry Joe, and whenever WB content is in their videos, doesn't matter if it's with no audio or just anything, they'll copyright claim it. And it's just I hope when the new guard comes in, that type of stuff is looked at and inspected and hopefully made better.
Exactly. I agree.
Yeah. I think the world that we live in right now, it's very weird. IP is a real thing, right? Intellectual property is a real thing. And it does get dangerous, and YouTube does favor the creator of the content rather than the person that's using said content. Right. But honestly, there's no other way to do it, because there's no way that YouTube could keep track of every single thing, right? Like they're not watching every video that gets posted, right? And unless they were, they couldn't do it any other way. And I think the way that they do it, it sucks. And a lot of people I'm surprised. It's definitely because Google owns YouTube that YouTube has continued to be a dominant source of like video making, content creating, right? There's no because if I'm Google and I own YouTube, I'm not going to place anything above YouTube, right? That's just simply it. And that's how smaller companies are starting to sue Google for it.
The unfortunate side of it is that they own a monopoly on the video content creation platform. They own them. They are the king. They're the monopoly.
Yep. But should there be a monopoly on this kind of thing? On video creating? Probably not.
No, I don't think there should.
Scary.
No. That's why Twitch is Twitch. I know Twitch isn't even any better now, but when Twitch first came out, even though it's Amazon, it was such a relief for a lot of streamers on YouTube who were getting screwed over by the algorithm. They were like, "Oh, you're telling me that we can keep when we become a partner with y'all, we get to keep a certain percentage and when they laid all that out, they're like, yeah, screw YouTube, I'm going to Twitch."
Yeah, and there's a reason, and I think I've been saying it for a while. Spotify has been working on allowing people to do videos. They ran the beta with Joe Rogan and I think four other large, I'm talking the largest of the large as far as viewership goes, right? They baited it with them. And honestly, I think they're going to roll it out platform wide soon, because that would allow them to contend with YouTube. And I think once they do that, if they have a better system, which they most likely will, I know
a lot of people are going to jump ship. A lot of people.
I will be the first to jump ship because I do not like YouTube.
Oh, I will too, absolutely. Because a lot of the ideas I have, I'm afraid to do them because of companies being petty and be like, "Oh, well, you wanted to use our IP for this parody, but we don't think this is really funny."
There's another thing that comes into play with YouTube, and it's sensory.
Yeah, the censorship is ridiculous.
For instance, this video that we're on right now has already been flagged for content, not for IP use, not for any of that stuff, but for purely content, right? Now, why would you say that is? Have we said anything that's very vulgar? Have we said anything that's...
I said a swear.
You said the F word.
I said a swear.
They're allowed a certain amount, and then rarely people like Enosh stay monetized, even though they he doesn't swear, but his
panel and stuff.
Panel typically does.
But uncensored, uncultured swine.
What?
I said I'm an uncensored, uncultured swine. I have a bad habit of doing it.
But I would say that we got flagged for some other reason. And you know what I mean? That's a big part of something about YouTube I don't like, is that they can determine. So most of your money does come from super chats, memberships, etc. However, there is money that comes from ads. And until you have 25,000 people watching or above, you don't really make money off ads, because it's a cost per 1,000 or CPM, right? Cost per mile is what they call it. I don't know why. And so per 1,000 people, you get paid a certain amount. So it's $8 or $15 is generally what it would be. And so there's not a lot of money if you're not pulling in those huge numbers. So, but YouTube, by flagging your video, immediately takes that money away from you, right? When do people mostly get their views is right when it goes live, or while it's still live. And YouTube can take that money away. You can't get that money back if you request a review. So I don't like that aspect of it. I think it's very stupid. Not stupid, but I think it's very, it sucks.
Poorly managed.
It's dangerous. Yeah.
I have a question for you, Ty. Do you think that if Spotify can successfully pull off the competitive angle they're going for against YouTube, do you think they'll do what Twitch did with Ninja and them, and start making contracts with certain big content creators? Or what do you think?
Yes.
That's what they did with Joe.
That's exactly what they're doing with Joe.
made him
He's
Spotify exclusive, except he can still do clips on YouTube. And he says his clips get regularly demonetized. And Joe Rogan pulls in 1 million views per clip. You know what I mean? That's serious money from advertisers that's being taken away simply because they don't like the message. So who's to decide what the message should be and shouldn't be? YouTube?
Yeah.
That's scary.
It's Orwellian and it's authoritarian.
It's also a private company. So
absolutely.
You know, where do we like? And but they.
Wait, I thought Google was public.
They're a private company that wants people to create on their platform, yet they take their money away simply because they said pandemic or the C word over pandemic. Like once you say the other word, boom, flagged right away. And then they put a banner on your video and it's like CDC guidelines. It's crazy.
So Google's public, but YouTube is private?
No, I don't know. It's a private company as in like they don't have to follow.
Oh, okay, my bad.
I thought you meant like they don't have to.
I thought you meant they were public. I thought you meant they were private, as in like they're not like on the market, so like investors and all that.
On the market.
That's what I was about to say.
They're definitely open to shareholding, shareholding. But yeah, it's a dangerous game. It really is. And I do think that Spotify has a chance to take on YouTube. They just need to roll it out correctly.
Yeah. They need to basically every issue that YouTubers have with YouTube, like just make it'll make it how PlayStation did with when the Xbox was like, oh, this is how you share Xbox games, and it was like over convoluted. All PlayStation did was release a 4-second video. It's like, here's how you share games on PlayStation. Literally hands the dude a game case, and that was it. Like, throw that type of shade, please.
Well, the thing is what I really like about the Spotify idea is people that make videos that aren't podcast style would not be able to do it. They wouldn't be able to go to Spotify. It would have to be videos like this because it's still an audio. Like they're not trying to be a music company anymore. They're trying to be an audio company. And podcasters,
that's smart.
Yes. And podcasters are liking Spotify more and more. It's becoming the number one home, like even over Apple Podcasts. Apple Podcasts is that's really where podcasts started. That's like, and Spotify's bigger. So, but people that make like Jake Paul wouldn't be on Spotify. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah.
Because they make like stupid YouTube.
Oh,
they wouldn't be able to go over to, they wouldn't be able to go over to Spotify because they're not doing like a show. They're doing like it's only visual. Like there's no like show to it. It's just a entertainment thing. So I don't think that's where Spotify would gain their that market. It would be podcasters and people like us, maybe, you know. So what's up, Jarbo?
Hey, what's up? Can you guys hear me okay?
I can.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Awesome. I'm out doing deliveries right now, so I just wanted it's kind of dead, so I thought I'd pop over for a few.
Yeah, man, what's going on? Maybe you could shed some light on some things for me, because we were talking earlier about it. So what's going on with these idiots like your friend Doomcock with this thing?
Yeah, Matt can explain this thoroughly.
I'll try to keep it as you know.
Well, we already got flagged, so you're good.
Well, yeah. Here's the thing, though, is I swear a lot on my show, and everyone is still monetized.
Yeah, I like that exactly. What did I say earlier, guys? I'm pretty sure we got flagged for some other reason.
You're right.
I mean, well, it really just depends too. I mean, the thing is, like, they want you to appeal it. If you're a smaller channel, they want you to appeal it because it helps like, what's the word here? It helps train the algorithm that your your channel is trustworthy. So it's going to do it to you regardless.
Yeah. I'm consistently appealing. And
yeah. I had to do that for the longest time, and then now I really have to. So, and I put out 2.5 hour, 3 hour streams pretty much most days. And it's, we say, and I personally say a lot of things.
Yeah.
So, and it's still monetized. But the thing is, though, also, it's like they don't get a lot of views on the back end. And so I don't make a lot of money out of the monetization. It all comes down to the super chats.
Yeah.
It feels like paying your dues.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, is more money comes from and that's why I like to the viewers and stuff. that's not why we ask for super chats or like memberships or anything. But really, like if you do want to support the channel, that's the way to do it. Like if you want to go above and beyond, that is the way to do it.
I'll say this. Like last month was really good for my channel, and I'm very thankful for that. But that 30% that YouTube takes,
it's a bad hit.
It's a
it's a bad beat.
It was, man, I would have probably cleared like 5K, you know. And
I would have cleared. We would have cleared 1,000 last month if it wasn't for that 30%.
Yeah,
I mean that was the first time ever.
It's the hardest thing is like the instant gratification your audience has of interacting with you is the key reason why super chats are what they are, and I totally understand, and it's such a weird place to be. But yeah, so the thing is though, talking about advertising and things like that. I heard you guys mention that real quick. The thing is, advertisers choose what content they want you to come on, right? Or what content they want you to have on there.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's where it is. Like for instance, like we do like a lot of pop culture, so like movie trailers sometimes get attached, but they don't want to attach it if you're like swearing up a storm and talking about, you know, other stuff.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is, so YouTube kind of treats it like a TV rating system, you know, like TV Y to TVMA.
Yeah.
You know, or Y7 or whatever. And so the algorithm will kind of like determine your video content, because here's the thing is the algorithm can actually identify the emotion in your face and the inflection in your voice.
Yeah.
It's really, really smart.
It is. They do like that's how they pick up like for instance, Metaverse, whatever you put up for that like the videos of the gameplay, you know how they register that is a hex code. Like it's a hex codes are individual pixels. They register at a certain color, and each color has a hex code. There's like if I put up a picture right now of the Matrix, right? There's this picture has a code that like there's like an imprint on it, and that's what the hex codes make up of it. And YouTube can register each thing. That's why like you can get away with it sometimes if you flip the image or do something to it to alter the color. Yeah.
So in that case, then is there I already had a feeling it would, because Sony loves to also play this little bullshit game. There's a good chance then that my stream tomorrow is going to get flagged, isn't it?
I'm sorry, what?
No. For what?
I'm gonna be reacting to the Sony press conference, the Sony PS5 event.
There's a chance that you'll get taken down, actually.
Lovely.
Yeah.
There's a
real chance that you'll be taken. If you're showing it live while it's showing it, then there's a high chance.
Wait, are you talking about like the PlayStation,
the PS5 showcase?
Yeah, here's the thing, dude. So many other people do that.
What is that though?
It's like a pre-recorded 20 minutes or whatever showing off like gameplay footage.
No, we've done that.
Like you'll probably get it after the fact, but I don't think you'll get it during.
Okay, that's somewhat better.
It's really not like the worst thing I mean, the thing is, like, you know, I show trailers on my stream all the time, and I end up getting like a lot of content ID claims, and then I just dispute them. And a lot of it is copy and paste.
Yeah,
you know?
I literally sent him one in the private chat that I use.
Yeah,
okay. I have a double parter. The second part is more channel specific, but the first part, you know what I mean? Like, oh wait, I did miss a piece that I need to send you. But
I just say I was reacting to it for my podcast, and then that's usually about it.
Yeah,
I'm lazy though.
Yeah. I use lots of words like educate and promote, not and I'm not to talk. I don't want to deter. Like the second part of mine is the dispute, at least the one that I just copy and paste and put in, is like, I'm not trying to take away from your revenue. I'm trying to add to it by promoting and generally like educating people on what's out there, you know, like some jumbo bull. And it,
I hear you.
90% of the time it gets overturned. But you know, like I said, I don't think there's a better way to do it as of right now from YouTube's perspective. But
I hate to pop in and pop out, but I just got like a double order I need to get to.
yeah, okay.
So-
I did want to hear more, but
No, it's,
whatever, dude.
I know. I got to leave you guys hanging though, right? Because everyone hates me this week, so you're getting everyone really hates
Add
me.
me to
To
the
be
list,
fair,
my friend.
I don't hate you. You've been fucking hilarious on Twitter.
So I know that you were inquiring about a particular person yelling at me today, Metaverse. And
yeah, because like I was just like, what the hell is going on?
So I won't go into the specifics on it because I'm not trying to punch down on this person.
Absolutely.
But what happened ultimately, and Austin can back me up on this, is this person I had basically said like, hey, you know, like people are kind of giving me, you know, like some pause about you. You're kind of giving off some weird vibes. Maybe you should take a little bit of time because he got a little bit upset that like I had guests on and it wasn't him. You know, and I'm like, I'm not going to play with that kind of ownership stuff. Like, you know,
I remember that said conversation too.
Yeah. So then we looked through that person's Twitter and we found really questionable stuff. And I mean, like,
I think I might be able to know who it is.
Yeah.
What questionable things? Because like the dude's Twitter.
Nope.
I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah.
They can tell you. They can tell you privately. But
yeah, I know. Exactly what it is.
But basically, it's like it was.
It's very alarming.
A response from this person last night. Like they wanted to apologize, and I said that was cool. But like I'm like, and I sent them like one of those tweets back to them, and I'm like, dude, this is some hardcore. Like this is some stuff, man. This is like, you know, this is really inappropriate. Is a nice way of putting it.
Yeah.
And then they got real mad at me about it, and I'm like, I told them maybe you should step away from the internet for a little bit and like just sort yourself out because like this is, you know, oh my god. And then I blocked them because I'm like, I don't need to hear like this, you know, this kind of response of like don't make me regret unblocking you. And I'm like, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, but for one, I'm not gonna like this. Like,
no, I get it.
Who are you holding hostage here? Like, what?
Yeah, your life is so busy. Your life is so busy. You couldn't literally give one iota of a.
It's not that I don't. It's not that I don't care. If I didn't care, if I was gonna be a total dick, I would just like blast this fucker. Sorry, fool. And I would blast him, and I would be like, and I would like showcase all of these tweets, and I'd be like, "Yo, like this is some stuff, man. I don't want to do that though."
Do you mean like how a certain someone that we both know did today? Because I saw what that person put on Twitter as well, and I was just like, "Yo, this person went into detail." Oh my god.
Oh yeah. Oh, what she did? It's in relation to that.
I saw because like
but there's more that she's not posting. Because the idea there is we're not trying to attack this dude. We're not trying to bully this guy or nothing like that. We mostly just want him to go the hell away. I'm like, I don't dislike the person at all, but it's like there are things that again are very questionable, and it's like
you can't cross that line.
You can't. It's not like if it was a playful thing, but it's like it ain't a playful thing. You know, it's like it's the kind of stuff that is like it starts off like this and then it escalates, and and that really makes me wonder like what happens because this person comes across as really meek, you know, like really kind of
wow, yeah, that's a very good point, yeah.
And so it's like this is the thing, like in studying, I've covered a lot of true crime over the years, and usually it's like the people that come across as the most timid and meek when they get into any kind of I don't know, like an anonymous position of power or something where they can have that kind of power. They'll exercise it. And I'm like, yeah, man, like, I don't know. Maybe like go see a therapist about why you're so angry at everybody. And then why you're saying these things to people who aren't asking for them.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I'll show him after too. Like,
yeah. I'm saying, I'm being vague. I'm not trying to attack this person. I'm not trying to cancel this person.
Absolutely.
I legitimately want this person to go and seek a therapist in order to be able to sort out their emotional issues that I'm pretty certain are tied back to their mother. And
oh my God, yes.
and so that is the way I see it. And I'm like, there is, because it's like this kind of stuff, if left unchecked, I got bad vibes. And I'd rather just try to just recommend cutting it off. But I also don't need to subject myself to that shit. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's why I blocked them.
I appreciate the heads up, basically.
Yeah,
So
I'll show you a little bit more. Just so you know.
I mean, yeah. Well, I mean,
But,
like I said, I
Jarbo.
woke up this morning and saw it, and
yeah, I'm getting
Nah.
messages. They're like, "Where to go get my food?" So
yeah, no, Matt, are you going to be doing a show tonight?
yes, I am. Tonight we're going to be talking about the grand art of inflation and why it don't mean shit.
Yeah.
I literally was about to ask that as soon as you popped
saw
in, man.
that
Because I looked
today,
up on
too. I
YouTube.
was like, I love it.
Well,
Yeah, I would if I
you put out a
can't
great
post it
tweet.
here because I'm mobile. But if you go and you find my
yes,
if you go and you look in the private the WAD group chat, I posted the thumbnail and you can see like kind of what it is. So
It's great.
It's an interesting one for sure.
So yeah, because it's like
everyone head over to $3 Theater tonight for a great episode.
Yeah.
71 of
episode
Hollywood.
72, I think.
Damn it.
We've been on a lot.
Yeah, it was so close. So episode
Anyway,
72, Hollywood
it's okay.
After Dark.
Episode 69 was all about Doomcock, so that was great.
Oh God. See, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. That's
Well,
really
we
what I
can
wanted
talk
to
about,
talk to you about.
there's a lot there that's going on with that whole group right now, and that's the whole reason of bringing up the inflation thing. It has everything to do with the fact that it's like, instead of just admitting that they were wrong about Shang-Chi, they're trying to legitimately, and it's not just one, it's many of them, like move the goalposts into this argument about inflation. Like, oh, well, if you adjust for inflation, it's really this. And it's like, listen, there are objective facts and there are subjective facts. So while you might be objectively correct, you are subjectively using it as a cudgel, which is not correct.
Yeah, it's everything about these guys is they talk about these things as if they are fact, and then once it becomes untrue, they change the story as if they never said it, or they said it in a certain way where they only meant this, and they're always
making it seem like they're
things.
being attacked or you know.
Jeremy, like he makes whole videos. Like there's a whole 10-minute video right now out there, like how he didn't say this certain thing. He never said Shang-Chi was gonna flop. Dude, 3 videos down, your fucking thumbnail is Shang-Chi flop. Question, like, yeah, okay, you put a question mark. Great.
It's clickbait then.
Oh, I know.
At that point.
I know. It ends up being this massive thing of like, it's all lie by omission. So it's all a get out of jail free card is all it literally is. It's just like, hey, I'm going to imply this thing. Like everyone else is going to imply this thing because groupthink is a reality in that group and whatever. And then from there, it's all just anyone calls them out on it. Well, no, I never said that.
No, go back and listen to the tone of my voice. I was clearly, dude, shut the up, man.
I told him about your comparison, Matt, between them and Anita Sarkeesian, and how they took that.
That really angered them. Yeah.
I just want to know one thing. Did she really go to Congress?
No, she went to the United Nations.
It's not true.
Oh no, sorry. Yeah, the United Nations.
She went to the United Nations. Whatever, same thing.
Yeah. She went there on behalf of a member of Congress. So
her and Zoe Quinn.
She went there to basically go, people saying mean things about me on the internet. All right, listen.
I told you, Ty.
I want to flag people out of anger. I didn't go to the fucking United Nations. Okay? Like, there's a difference there. All right? There's a big difference.
And I like how everyone's defense against Matt is something about 3 years ago. It's like always something. 3 years ago, you did. It's like, dude, come on.
Stuff that he's addressed and apologized, and it's
something he's moved on from entirely.
Like there was a lot of crap going on a few years ago, but God, Moses, the comedy was gold. It was gold, baby.
Oh God.
There's a lot. The thing is, it's like these people look. Because I do have to. Because I'm ready to pull into this parking lot.
I know.
Get out. But the thing is, the thing to remember is a lot of these guys are attacking me right now. Because right now they're just like, they know that they won't say my name for one. Like they really won't. They don't like to talk about me.
Even in quoting like the whole thing with what's his name? I'm sorry.
Mikey Sutton?
Mikey Sutton. They wouldn't even say that it was your channel. It was very weird.
Yeah, I mean, like I've never really had that impact on people before. It's kind of funny. Where they're just like, oh my God, Jarbo has an opinion about me, and it's like, oh, is it true? Is that why it bothers you so much?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not. I'll tell you this: I'm not trying to cancel anyone. I'm not looking for anyone to like delete videos or like leave YouTube or nothing. All I care about is just objectivity and reporting. That's it, right? And none of this like, no moving the goalposts. No like, no, we're being attacked because someone used an LOL sticker in an Instagram story. Like, all right, listen, find your balls and your penis later, but put up your big boy pants right now and realize that maybe you just got to take the L. Because one of the things in life, here's one of the best pieces of information or advice I could give anybody is sometimes it's okay to sit there and go, I'm the asshole.
Yeah, I do it all the time.
I do it all the time.
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
Yeah.
Literally, like once a week, I'll do it.
If you make a mistake, you just got to go, I was wrong. And like most people are like, yeah, people are human. We get it. But it's that constant like circling the wagons and everyone like putting their shields together. Like, we must brace for impact, boys. And you're like, but why? You're wrong. I don't know. It's what we're taught to be.
And everything on Doomcock, especially with Cameron, whatever, meth head guy, everything is related back to like war or like they look at Lucasfilm as if it's like this like battlefield, and like every day like the members of Lucasfilm go into like this epic war, and like, you know, there's sabotage and there's misery and love, and you know, it's just like, dude, is it really that?
If any of that were real, it'd be the best documentary ever.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I do got to bail. I do got to bail. But I'll talk to you all later.
Tonight.
All right, man.
All right, I'll drop the link in the chat. All right, I'll see you guys.
But all right, so we have one final thing to do today. We will do it right after. Caden's not here, so I'm gonna have to break it 1 second. Okay, we'll do it right after this. All right, so we were gonna watch this little video here on why Snowpiercer and Willy Wonka have a relation.
Oh.
So
we're actually doing that on stream. Oh God.
Yeah,
I'm actually for this because I want to see your like facial reaction, Ty.
We're already flagged. I don't even care anymore.
I don't even care anymore.
There's no money coming from anything. No money. So
no money for you.
Yeah, there's no money for me. So let's unmute it.
Korean director Bong Joon-ho. I remember seeing his director.
1 second.
So one of my favorite filmmakers is the South Korean director Bong Joon-ho. I remember seeing his film The Host when it came out in theaters when I was like 16, and it blew my mind. His stuff is really dark and quirky, and he didn't really break out in the US in a huge way until Snowpiercer came out. I really like Snowpiercer, but one interesting thing about it was that it reminded me of my favorite movie of all time. Okay, I may have lost a lot of you there. How could an incredibly violent R-rated movie set in the post-apocalypse from 2013 possibly remind me of a children's classic from the 1970s? Well, they're both two movies about groups of people that work their way through a large, fantastic structure. One by one, a person from the group is removed in each room until one person makes it to the very end, who then found out that the entire thing was a test because a wealthy industrialist needed to find a new successor. Okay, are you still with me? Because the more I've been thinking about it, the more I'm convinced that Snowpiercer is a sequel to Willy Wonka, and Ed Harris plays the adult version of Charlie Bucket, who took over Wonka's candy empire, and who is the one. I
just realized you turned your camera off, Ty.
It'll go back on.
Wonka Piercer.
No.
Before I start getting into the specifics, let's take a look at the broad commonalities that these movies have. Both of the plots heavily revolve around economic class structures, children, food, and I mean food in a big way.
I know what people taste like.
Roast beef and a baked potato.
But most interesting of all, both of these stories thematically examine sacrifice, choice, and free will.
Interesting.
There are a few moments in Willy Wonka, if you think about them, play into the idea of fate and the roles that certain people are destined to fulfill.
Do you ask a fish how it swims?
No.
Or a bird how it flies?
No.
No, sirree, you don't. They do it because they
No, sirree, you don't.
You are a shoe. We must each of us occupy our preordained particular position.
Just like Willy Wonka was born to be a candy man, and you look like you were born to be a Wonkera.
Curtis, this is your destiny.
Now let's look at the hard facts. Remember that Willy Wonka specializes in creating two different things in his factory: state-of-the-art food production and experimental modes of transportation.
Jesus.
Are you not buying into the
And
theory?
he does all of this in a
That's some good
factory
points.
that is completely sealed off from the outside world, meaning that Wonka has the technology to make a food-producing factory that is self-contained and self-sustaining.
And this train is a closed ecosystem.
Nobody ever goes in. Nobody ever comes out.
With that in mind, let's try to piece together a hypothetical timeline that links these two movies. At the end of Willy Wonka, Charlie inherits the factory. He does his best to continue Wonka's philosophy of decadence and imagination. But let's suppose that Charlie ends up forsaking his last name Bucket and as an apprentice takes on the name of Wonka, specifically Wilfred Wonka. And also, like
his
his
name's
teacher,
Wilfred.
is sure to brand everything with a giant W. Fast forward to 2014. In an effort to combat global warming, the governments of the world agree to disperse the gas CW7. Charlie, now known as Wilfred, is one of the few people that can foresee the devastating consequences of this gas, given his experience in chemistry, which...
Oh my god!
Gotham, it's mine now.
Oh, speaking of
is
which,
actually foreshadowed in this
Tonight,
overlooked
baby.
tweet.
no, speaking of which, so I just got the rest of the episodes for this season. So
Tittans.
I will be doing a video on that once I finish them. And I have seen. Actually, I can't say that yet. Just kidding. Just kidding. That's it. That's the end of the story.
No,
In the
no
original
time.
Willy Wonka.
That paw. No, certainly not. This is for very big walls.
Realizing that CW7 would be too effective in cooling the planet, Charlie devised his only plan that he could to save the rest of humanity by focusing on Wonka's transportation and self-sustaining aspects and making the Snowpiercer, under the guise that it was simply just another luxury product. Saving all of humanity comes at a great cost, though. Charlie knows that the population is going to have to be strictly regulated in order to keep the train self-sustaining, which is going to involve the loss of human lives.
Precisely 74% of you shall die.
Is it still the same number?
Yes, it still stands at 74%.
This important role that percentages will play in his future is once again foreshadowed in a classroom scene.
Percentages. And for an example, let's take the recent unpleasantness.
Surviving the near extinction of the human race causes Charlie to go completely insane and take drastic measures in order to try and preserve humanity. But it is important to note he still holds on to Wonka's sense of decadence and imagination. In fact, there's a lot of things that he borrows from Wonka's playbook. All of Wilfred's shock and awe manipulation tactics were actually learned from Willy Wonka.
Understood, we need to maintain a proper balance of anxiety and fear, chaos and horror in order to keep life going. And if we don't have that, we need to invent it.
When it came time to find a successor, Wilfred even borrowed Wonka's method of hiding messages inside of food. And using spies.
That wasn't what Gilliam and I had in our plan.
What?
Oh, don't tell me you didn't know. Gilliam and I, our plan.
Come in, Mr. Wilkinson. Charlie, meet Mr. Wilkinson.
Pleasure.
Slugworth.
No, that's not Slugworth. He works for me.
All right, pause for a second. Feel free to call me crazy if you haven't already. But don't you think that there's a little bit more than a passing resemblance between Mr. Wilkinson, the spy hired by Willy Wonka to play Slugworth, and Gilliam, the leader of the back section of the train that was secretly working for Wilford all the time, would it be too much of a stretch to assume that they are in fact the same person? The timelines match up, and it makes sense that Wilford would refer to Gilliam as an old friend. And having it be the same character adds a layer of significance to this moment from earlier in the movie.
I'm a shadow of my former shadow. My day was decades ago.
And the strange thing is, he might not be the only character still alive. Fair warning, even I think this next part's a bit of a stretch, so if you want to get back to more reasonable things in this already unreasonable video, just skip to this mark. There's something weird about the passengers in first class that Wilford has in charge of the train. Why would these people who are insane and selfish be left in charge? Well, one could look at it as a deliberate statement of satire, or maybe these were all significant figures from Wilford's past. One of the most mysterious and enigmatic figures in Snowpiercer is the seemingly unstoppable and almost mute gunman, Franco the Elder. In a train that's supposedly run out of bullets, how is this man so skilled? Well, what if he's had an obsession with guns since he was a child?
On my TV. Well, you're dead.
One can easily see how this young boy with an obsession of fictional violence could grow up to become a deadly soldier.
Like the killings, huh?
What do you think life's all about?
Mike, would you tell us?
Outrun my gun.
I also don't think it's a coincidence that he delivers his first devastating kill on a TV screen. Maybe Charlie/Wilford kept his fellow golden ticket winners around as an example of this twisted sense of mercy.
And Wilford is divine. Wilford is merciful.
Tilda Swinton gave an iconic performance as Minister Mason. But what if Minister Mason is just the future version of...
I'm Veruca Salt.
Oh my god.
Now, you might think I'm reaching here because these two characters don't seem that similar at first. We don't know what Veruca is like after surviving the garbage chute. Remember, her and her father were trapped together, and there's a good chance she narrowly avoided getting incinerated. This could have traumatized Veruca and changed her entire outlook on life. Instead of being ungrateful, she now became too grateful, fanatically devoted to the graces of Charlie, who saved her life.
You people who have suckled the generous titty of Wilford.
But she still keeps her ill temper and tendency to insult people.
You filthy ingrates.
You're always making things difficult.
Now, I understand the
shit.
idea that Tilda Swinton is playing a traumatized Veruca Salt is a little thin, but there are at least two facts you can admit. They both have fur coats, and both of these characters always enter the room first.
I want to go in first before anybody else.
Ladies first, and that means Veruca.
Salt finally got what he wanted.
What's that?
Veruca went first.
The last major member of Wilford's posse is the child catcher, Claude. And almost little to no information is given to us about this character. The clearest details we get about her are her body type, her lack of impulse control.
God damn it, Claude, mind the engine! She's getting sensitive recently.
And the fact that she eats her own blood. And there's a character in Willy Wonka that exhibits all of these tendencies.
The boy's name? Augustus Gloop.
Both of these characters have ravenous appetites, poor impulse control,
Augustus!
He gender swapped?
and members of the Gloop family are known to eat even inanimate objects. Claude might just be the daughter of Augustus Gloop.
Oh, okay.
As for Violet Beauregard, well, I confess she doesn't really fit into this theory. But it is worth mentioning there's another woman with a giant swollen belly. Also, there's a candy in Willy Wonka that could be seen as the precursor to the flammable waste drug Kronel. No, it's not the everlasting gobstopper. It's the exploding gum for your enemies that Mike TV eats.
I told you not to, silly boy.
But there's one key signature element from Willy Wonka that isn't present in this linked Snowpiercer theory. But in a weird way, the fact that it's missing proves that these two films are connected. And I'm, of course, talking about the Oompa Loompas.
Oompa-dee-doo, I've got a perfect puzzle for you.
Surely, if this was indeed a sequel to Willy Wonka, wouldn't there be Oompa Loompas everywhere working on the train? Well, they would have been if they didn't go extinct. All of Wonka's prior transportation technology was operated by Oompa Loompas. It was operated by tiny people.
The space only allows for a very small person. The engine lasts forever, but not so all of its parts. That piece of equipment went extinct recently.
Maybe it was because of the climate. Maybe it's because there is no female Oompa Loompa and thus they can't procreate. But once all the Oompa Loompas died out, Wilfred Wonka needed the next best thing to keep his perpetual engine running. Small children.
Oh, shh.
Now, all of this leads to one big question. Why have I been so obsessed with this? For years. I've literally wanted to make this video for years. And like, this is a really esoteric thing to keep being obsessed about. But I think there's an important reason why it's stuck in my head. It made me appreciate the fine details of these excellent movies. Like how both Wilfred and Wonka greet their guests by saying,
Curtis, dear boy.
Charlie, my boy.
And I think they make both movies more interesting. Selflessness is a very important part of Snowpiercer, and Curtis has been longing to sacrifice his arm through the entire movie. In the end, he finally achieves that selfless sacrifice, just like Charlie did at the end of Willy Wonka when he gave up the everlasting gobstopper. And it adds a twisted note to Wilfred's final moment when he witnesses a sacrifice against himself that parallels his own. All he can say is,
Nice.
and I don't think this theory ruins the end of Willy Wonka by having Charlie turn evil. When you think about it, both movies end with a hug and with the notion that the children are really the ones that will carry on the future for us. Sure, this is all kind of ridiculous to believe, but maybe it is true, and all it takes is a little imagination. But most importantly, if you enjoyed this video, all I ask is this. Tweet at Chris Evans. Tell him to watch this video and make him admit once and for all that Snowpiercer is a sequel to Willy Wonka.
I knew you would love this part, Ty.
It's canon, because that's totally how this stuff works. There's also some more cool stuff on the channel, including some original series.
This dude is awesome.
All right.
I like it.
Bad as I thought it was going to be. That was
Austin's convinced.
I'm convinced.
You brought up a lot of good points. The children.
I haven't rewatched Snowpiercer, and I'm pretty convinced. I already loved that movie, but the idea
this adds a layer now that I'm like, I'm interested.
Oh yeah, it does.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's really crazy. Thank you for that. I forget who.
It was
Davey, right?
Was that?
No,
yeah,
Davey.
Davey.
Thank you, Davey, for that. That was.
It was Davey.
Good. Yeah, he's the one who first brought it up, and then Meta confirmed that it existed.
Yeah, that video's insane.
Yeah, man. So Charlie really took a turn for the worse over the years, but hey, it is what it is. All right, guys. Yeah, go tweet at Chris Evans and make him confirm that this is true. That's how it works. But we're already at 2.5 hours. I'm probably gonna end it here, guys. All right.
No. Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Yeah. Austin's got a new show on Monday nights. Other than that, though, Austin, where can they find y'all?
Right here on Pop Culture Corner or on Twitter at AlienOV1023. That's where I am. I live here and on Twitter. So
and Metaverse, I know you got some stuff popping. So what's going on and what's in your world?
Yeah. So what's in my world is I finally have decided to bite the bullet and do a little bit of streaming, not a lot, not like you guys do. Y'all are a machine. I am a small cog. But yeah, I like I said, tomorrow I'm going to be doing the Sony PlayStation press conference, but the Sony PlayStation event. If you want to follow me on YouTube, I'm going to try to actually now post a link if that's cool. Because I realized there's like 15 different metaverses on YouTube. So but yeah, I did one a few days ago. I turned out really good, except for all the copyright strikes. But other than that, you can find me on Twitter at the most meta. There's also a link to my YouTube channel on my Twitter if you want to go that bad at that way.
Whoops.
But
I didn't mean this. I didn't.
No,
mean
you're good. And also you can find me on all podcasting platforms. Just type in Talking Meta on SoundCloud and Spotify, all those. Find me there. And I said in my previous stream that I am currently working on 5 more episodes to wrap up this quote unquote season of my podcast. So yeah, I got a lot of stuff going on.
Woo! Let's go. Yeah. All right. So thank you guys for being with me tonight. All right. So we'll wrap it up by saying thank you all for being here, guys. Without you guys, the channel wouldn't run the way it does. We went over a lot of stuff today. We did talk about the Shang-Chi box office and drama YouTubers, the armpit of YouTube, and how they, like to fudge things and change things, change the goalposts where they are so that they can still come out rosy on the other side and the audience doesn't start to ask questions. Start asking questions, guys. That's all I ask. I really do. As always, this channel means a lot to me and everyone that works on it. So if you're new here or if this is your first time here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any new uploads or anything that we're doing. Make sure to like the video, share it with your friends, family, enemies, Mephisto. Yeah, share it with Mephisto so he can see it as well. He or she. And then as always, we'll see you next time. Oh, no, just kidding. And for our September giveaway, we'll be giving 2 copies of Zack Snyder's Justice League on Blu-ray 4K. So you have to be a channel member, 2nd tier and above. And at the end of September, I'll announce 2 winners for that giveaway. And then we'll start doing this on a monthly basis. So I'll be giving something away every month to the members as a new way to say thank you. And we keep making that possible with super chats and membership stuff. We can go bigger and better each time. So we can't do it without you guys. So I just want to say thank you. We'll end it with one more moment of silence for Michael K. Williams, who tragically passed away, and then we'll end it. Thank you guys, and we'll see you next time.